Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. This is not supposed to be here like this, actually. Whoops. Thank you to all of my patrons at the beginning of the stream. Hello, everyone. I'll thank you later. Again. Why do I hear nothing? Oh, no, never mind, I do. It's just very quiet. Oh, it's because I turned my thing down on my headset. Okay, I'm okay. Alright, how is everybody today? Sorry, stream was late. Again. Ugh. Actually, I was really, I was in a really deep sleep this morning. Because it's like 11 in the morning here. And, because I went to sleep at like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. Anyway, yeah, I was in such a deep sleep. I was having this horrible dream, this horrible nightmare that, oh my god, it was so weird. Naru had been kidnapped by one of my ex-boyfriends. And, yeah. But, like, it wasn't him, but it was him, and he was also with someone else, some other guy, I don't remember who. I think there might have been, like, a new character in my dream. But anyway, but Naru wasn't really a cat, but she was, but she wasn't. It was very strange. So I spent the whole thing trying to, like, get her back. But at the same time, it was like one of those dreams where you're stuck in treacle and you can't get your body to move in the way you want it to. And it was, like, really frustrating. And, and then, so it was also Final Fantasy 14 because I've just been playing so much Final Fantasy 14. So I was trying to teleport places, but like I couldn't manage to teleport her anywhere. Like, because you know how so in Final Fantasy 14, when you teleport, you can't move or anything while you teleport. But like every time I was teleporting, like the sound and the animation was like alerting people that we were trying to escape, and then they'd follow us and then catch us, and then at one point I managed because I was trying to teleport to my mum's house, and like which for some reason was really hard, and I don't know why. And at one point there was like a snail without a shell, and then they like put it into a blender, and it was like still alive, and it was so horrible. Why did I have to dream that? But eventually we got free, and we were like trying to get to my mom's house. We were like trying to go down all like these like side roads instead of just going along the main road because they were in their car following us, and we had money for some reason, which I was also like trying to get it to like not like blow away in the breeze or something. And then I noticed that Naru like had these like because I'm taking her to the vet on Tuesday because she has a weird scab on her ear. I just want to make sure it's not cancer or something, and or an allergy or whatever. And but she had like all these other growths on her head, and it was really freaking me out. And at one point, she took the money and a lighter and started smoking it. Like, how? How does a cat do that? And I was like, oh my god, Naru, I didn't know you were a smoker. It's like, why is that my reaction? Why is my reaction not like, holy fuck, my cat is smoking money right now? What is happening? What the fuck did I eat before I went to sleep? Jesus, what a dream. Anyway, so I was really, really like in a deep sleep when my alarm went off, and I was so confused when my alarm went off. I'm like, what is that noise, and why is the alarm going off, and what do I have today that I have to be woken up by an alarm, and what is happening, and because I was like in the middle of that dream. So so anyway, it took me a little while to get out of bed and then like have breakfast and get set up and stuff because I was just kind of from the dream. Anyway, anyway, let us like play the game, shall we? Oh, actually, I need to get this up on my phone first. Honestly. Oh, 1 second here. By the way, welcome to the stream. The dog is in the fog. Where's my channel? Oh. I don't know why no one's in chat. I know that Inkalink is not going to be here for a bit. He is traveling. Hopefully he can come by later when he arrives at his destination. Oh, no, don't make the sounds. Shush, shush. No, we don't need to hear me twice, and I definitely don't need to hear myself. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, also welcome back. And welcome to anybody else who is watching, but not talking. I know you're there. But you can like if you wish. Anyway, let me close this. Let me close this. So, you know how I was like, oh, I'm gonna try to, make... I can't say I'm closing all these things. You can't even see what I'm talking about. Oh, I'm a dumb. Anyway, so last week I was like, okay, I'm gonna make the game quieter because of copyright things and whatever. Well, I still got them anyway. I don't know who this new company is that has suddenly decided to copyright my Umineko videos, but it's really frustrating because it comes under fair use. I shouldn't have to worry about it, but every now and then you do, but usually if you dispute them, then they're like, oh, no, that's fine, whatever. But not this. It's really annoying. So, I made the game a bit louder again. So, hopefully that is all good. Let me know if it's too quiet, if it's too loud. Oh, okay. What are we doing again? Oh, yes, that's right. We just got up to... This is it, isn't it? We just got up to Kinzo and his study. Oh, it's just raining. Oh, yeah, and there was this really long transition. That's right. And it took like 1,000 years. We got to watch everything, like at that, like everybody talking and stuff. That's right. You can hear just fine. That is good. That is what I like to hear. So, let's see. I'm just trying to refresh my memory here. So this is obviously Battler and Thingamajig arguing about the same thing as always. Oh yeah, and there was the butler guy. Yeah, okay. Alright. Oh, oops, right. Is this him talking? Oh, Wind Waker. Ah, that was a good game. That was a good game. Well then, how will this game be resolved? You may submit, or you may resist. Either way, it will truly be an entertaining banquet worth betting my short remaining life on. In his dimly lit study, occasionally brightened by lightning, Kinzo kept mumbling and laughing to himself. On the antique clock with the intricate design that had been sitting on his desk, the two overlapping hands tilted to the right and began to slide. The measure of time that oh my god, this description of a clock. The measure of time that counted up to 24 had returned to 0 and had begun to count back again. What? Measuring time is a brutal thing. It drags itself all the way to 24 over the course of a day and then returns back to 0. Yes, it's so brutal. I'm sure time really cares and isn't at all like a man-made construct. It certainly did count at 23:59. However, is it ever able to reach 24? If you conclude that it returns to 0 again without reaching 24, how futile it must be. Interesting that it's an 24-hour clock. But perhaps a person's life is the same. You live, aiming for a perfect 24, and in the instant you reach it, you return to 0. Excuse me? Do we all only live to 24? I didn't know that. You know, actually, maybe you are reborn when you turn 25. It's like, ah yes, and now I am an adult. Properly. Oh no, it's too detailed. People will probably praise the departed, saying that he did reach 24, but he most certainly did not. Wow, they must have died young. In the end, he's a 0. It's so negative. Stop that. I am different. I will live and reach 24. That itself is the Golden Land. For that is where Beatrice dwells. I don't remember Kinzo's voice, because usually he's just been like, Beatrice! Doesn't usually say things that just sound like him talking, so... Kinzo had been fumbling around with some tarot cards for some time. I almost said tarot, like a dumb. It looked as though he was trying to divine his own luck with the contest, doing it over every time he didn't like the result. The most forbidden action in tarot reading is trying to predict the same thing twice. Also, I apologize if it sounds like I'm sitting in a bathroom. I'm not. I'm just in a big empty room. Well, it's not really that empty. It just has a high ceiling, so... And I didn't do my usual soundproofing preparation that I usually do, so I might be a little more echoey than usual. The most forbidden action in tarot card reading is trying to predict the same thing twice. No, I have never done that. To do so ridicules the results of fortune-telling and kind of defeats the purpose. And also desecrates those beings higher than humans that give revelations through the tarot cards. Sure. However, Kinzo knew. Tarot cards shouldn't be used twice because, since they're nothing more than a random number generator, reading them twice will naturally cause a different result to appear. Therefore, reading them twice was only forbidden to preserve the mystique of the tarot cards' results. I mean... Really? If tarot cards actually worked, they should show the same thing every time. Huh? But I do find them fun. They can be comforting in times of need, in times of great despair. They can be useful. I mean, I'm not saying that they work, but but still, you know, it's like a fun, lighthearted kind of, you know. Anyway, however, that didn't mean that Kinzo didn't take tarot reading seriously. Kinzo's interpretation of tarot reading was done in a completely different way. Of course it was. That was to repeat the reading over and over without giving up in the slightest until he reached the result most favorable to him. Yes, that's how you do it. The mark he set for this most favorable result would vary, but when he demanded the most favorable result in a strictly literal sense, it was the same as a simple roulette of luck, where he seeked an arithmetic miracle. I just need to adjust my seat. Hold on a second. Okay. Oh, that's better. Now I'm taller. Hello. Ow. However, Kinzo used miracles of numbers as the basis of his magical power, so this functioned perfectly well as a magical ritual. In other words, until the result he desired appeared perfectly, he would strive to repeat the tarot readings over and over with conviction, turning the feelings of his heart into prayers, so that when they reached the heavens, they would be sublimated into results. Is that how you amassed your fortune? This was Kinzo's personal magical interpretation. Therefore, even though Kinzo's tarot cards were no different from those generally used, the way in which they were used was completely different. Tonight will not go as I thought. Kinzo stopped his hands for a second. He seemed not to be getting the results he wanted. On the contrary, bad cards that shouldn't show up so often appeared repeatedly, and continued to interfere with the miracle Kinzo wished for. Is that how it is? Kinzo seemed to have received some revelation that was different from normal. But, judging by the unlucky cards scattered across his desk, it was difficult to imagine that the omen had been a good one. For a while, Kinzo closed his eyes tightly, pondering something. Then, as the thunder roared, he made up his mind about something, took the telephone receiver, and dialed. It is I. Is Genji there? It is I. Excuse me, this is not grammatically correct, but okay. An urgent matter has come up. Not that it needs to be grammatically correct, I guess. It is I! I speak like this because I am important. Even though I am hyper-correcting the grammar. Oh, I'm so important. In front of the entrance hall, Shannon's once burning face had been cooled off by the frigid air. She had thought that George's proposal would surely come sooner or later. Sorry, nobody cares about whether things are grammatical. It wasn't as though she hadn't prepared herself mentally. And she had answered by nodding. I just like to point out grammatical errors, like, for people who think they know everything, because it's like, ha ha ha, nobody speaks grammatically correctly. Ha ha. You cannot be perfect. Just like bring them down a peg, you know? It wasn't as though she hadn't prepared herself mentally, and she had answered by nodding. Had she been reckless because of her youth? Should she have thought about her future more seriously? I wonder if my immediate reply made him think I'm a cheap girl. Oh, it's her thinking. Okay. I mean, like, narrating. If I had at least waited until tomorrow morning, would that at least have shown him I was taking him seriously? This seriously? Now that she'd already received the ring from George, Shannon kept fidgeting in embarrassment. I should have done this. I should have done that. Huh. As she did, she heard the sound of footsteps splashing through puddles. Shannon immediately chased away the emotions welling up inside her. Genji-sama? And Kano-kun, too. I'm sorry, I have to go back soon. She grew stiff, thinking she'd surely be scolded for spending too much time in her secret lover's meeting with George. Shannon, the master told us to come to the study, saying it was urgent. Let's hurry. Huh? Yes, certainly. Oh, this is different, because we don't usually see Kinzo really doing things. He's usually just like, I am the crazy one in the background, and then I mysteriously disappear. So it's nice to, like, now have, like, a different perspective. It's good. I mean, like, each arc has this about, like, it's nice because we haven't seen this yet, so, yeah. What in the world? He said he had a premonition of misfortune. Hello, Kanon. Nice for you to appear in this arc. How convenient for him, considering he's the one who started this ceremony. Oh god, his eyes moved and it was scary. We will enter from the back, so that Gorda doesn't notice us. Oh, Gorda? Oh, you're leaving out Gorda? Hide your footsteps. Hide your footsteps! Just like in 101 Dalmatians. Yes. Yes. Oh, yes. Nair-san, take care. You're so noisy. Oh, you mean like tread quietly. Okay. Kanon was especially good at hiding his footsteps. I don't remember much about 101 Dalmatians, but I do remember that one scene. I'm pretty sure it's Pongo. Has like a big, like, I don't think it's a fern. I think it's like a branch or like a toy or something. And he like, toy is like a New Zealand thing with the thing. Looks like a big fluffy cattail. Like wiping their little footprints. That's all I remember. Pretty much all I remember from that movie. Even though I loved it when I was little. Although it kind of disturbed me a little bit. There are lots of disturbing Disney things that, like, especially when I was little, like in the 90s, that just have, like, animals, like, in peril, or, like, being eaten, or hunted, or turned into coats, or whatever. Like, it's just, like, ugh. Traumatizing. Kanon was especially good at hiding his footsteps. Just like a cat. He was able to suddenly be there without anyone noticing and leave in the same way. For example, even though he stepped in puddles, the sound he made was far smaller than that of the rain hitting them. Genji also had abilities of that kind. Or rather, those servants called furniture were supposed to be like that. Just like how desks and closets go unnoticed by members of the family. Excuse me, I noticed my desk. It's beautiful. Look at it. Oh, yes. It is so wide and lets me fit so much stuff on it. Ah, it's glorious. It's like sturdy and well built, and I love it. Sorry, I never had a desk before. Just like yes, these servants also held it as a great virtue to just suddenly be there whenever they were needed. Compared to that, Shannon's footsteps still strongly asserted themselves. Interesting, very interesting symbolism there. See what you're doing. She was also trying to hide her footsteps, but compared to Kanon and Genji, well, you could say she was a little more boisterous. Eventually they reached the back door, and the three of them entered the mansion. So is your desk beautiful? Oh, that is good. Immediately, they thought they felt something. It was different from a sense of smell, and it seemed to hit the depths of their noses. This hard-to-describe sensation, which we might call a sixth sense, allowed them to perceive that something was different than usual. Genji-sama! Look at his face. Indeed. Let us hurry. That sensation made it feel as though a tense something was pressing in around them. Realizing that, the three of them dashed up the stairs, heading for Kinzo's study, while still hiding their footsteps. I feel like I'm reading a book. Yep, that's pretty much this whole game. Yep. Maybe I would read more if they were all like this, where they had little, like, drawings and stuff. Realizing that, the three of them... maybe that should be the new thing. Instead of turning books into audiobooks, although that's good too, they should turn them all into visual novels. Can you imagine? Imagine Game of Thrones as a visual novel. That would be so cool. Anyway, realizing that, the three of them dashed up the stairs, heading for Kinzo's study, while still hiding their footsteps. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there isn't really much gaming in this game. It's just all story, which yeah. But that's a visual novel, I guess. Although, I mean, like, some visual novels still have some level of, like, you pick a choice and it takes you to a certain ending or whatever. Whereas I'm pretty sure this is just you just don't. So far, I haven't had anything to do unless the answer asks is something like that. But yeah. So it's different. I don't mind it. In a way, it's nice for streaming because it means I don't have to worry like, oh, I'm gonna miss out on reacting to this thing or whatever. So, in that sense, it's nice. And this is my favorite part of Let's Playing is reading the dialogue. So it's glorious. It's like eating only dessert. Dessert. Anyway, when they dashed up the stairs, that smell of sweet poison particular to Kinzo's study reached their noses. I need this in my life. What, for all the books to be visual novels? That would be cool. What is it, Genji-sama? The barrier is dead. Is dead? Goodness. What is your eye okay? You got something in your eye? Yes. Huh? I don't know who's talking. I think it's him. That's only his voice. This also does actually have voice acting. I just chose to turn it off so that I could why is my stream stopped here? Don't do that. So that I can read it myself. But I do hear the voice acting is very good. It has Ono Daisuke in it, who is one of my favorite seiyus, so It would be cool to play it again with the voices. They're in Japanese, though. Anyway, after hearing Kanon's words, she looked at the door to the study. A scorpion pattern was engraved on the doorknob. A powerful ward against magic. Yes, I remember this. The final barrier which protected Kinzo himself. It had been broken. Of course, there was no change to the doorknob that the eye could see. However, those who could understand things that people couldn't perceive were able to recognize that a dramatic change had occurred. A dramatic change. Master! Master! It is Genji! Please open the door! Genji called in this way after knocking several times, but there was no answer from the study. I guess, never mind what I was saying before, because he's now disappeared. Shannon, guard our backs. Kanon, search inside the room. Guard your backs. Oh, sure. I will block them with my giant boobs, because I don't have any other kind of weapon. Yes. Yes. Yes, you're just clicking through all the dialogue. Kanon put his ear against the door, searching for a presence inside the study. To protect the backs of the pair watching the door, Shannon faced the other way, ready for the unexpected, waiting for her own demise. The master must be in here, but it's too quiet. Do you mean to say he's safe? No. It's too quiet. Oh, okay, come on, jeez. Could it possibly be... Master! Excuse us about the door. We have to check if Naru is inside, if she has created a void. Genji pulled a gold key out of his pocket. It was the only key to the study that existed, other than the one Kinzo held. He stuck it in the keyhole and turned it. Heavily. Heavily? Like that. Oh crap, they're gonna die. At first glance, that seemed to prove that it was a sturdy lock. However, now that the barrier had been destroyed, this door might as well have been left open from the viewpoint of anyone with magical power. The heavy sound just now meant that the door had now been opened, even for humans. Okay. Excuse me. Shitsurei-shimasu. As Genji respectfully bowed his head, and Kanon's sense of tension grew tighter, and Shannon trembled, they entered the study. They immediately discovered Kinzo's figure, standing just like this, and it wasn't strange at all. He was sitting on the reception sofa, so that his back faced them. Genji noticed the person sitting across from him, and again bowed deeply. Kanon also noticed that person. Ooh, it's windy here today. It's adding more, not ambience, but like more, well, I guess ambient sounds, but yeah. But he didn't bow his head. He stood in front of Shannon and spread out his arms, blocking the way to her. So without even seeing that person's face, Shannon already had a good idea who it was. Nice standing. So you have come, Beatrice-sama. Genji, is it? You came very quickly. Oh. Yes, it is always best when furniture answers to their master's call quickly. Oh god, I just messed up this. Now I'm just... Oh no, my brain went to a bad place. Unlike this person. So, Ronove-sama has come as well. Genji directed his greeting. Can we not? Sorry, I'm a 12-year-old. Genji directed his greeting towards the thin darkness behind, and to the right of Beatrice, where there shouldn't have been anything. Even Kanon and Shannon would never have imagined that someone was there. I mean, Kanon and Shannon. However, the darkness responded immediately and praised Genji's eyesight. As usual, you don't disappoint. It has been quite some time. Still, you've grown old, haven't you? Have so many years truly passed you by? My days have been full and satisfying, because standing doesn't make any sense in that sentence. It appears you have been living quite a full life yourself, Ronove-sama. It is, depressing? It is very dark. Yes. It's like a murder mystery kind of game. Or at least a mystery. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Yes, thank you. And Shannon, it has been a long time since I last saw you as well. You have grown quite beautiful, and it seems that you have grown quite strong. That is fortunate. Thank you very much. Oh, look at her face! Oh. Ne-san, who in the world? This will be our first meeting, Kanon-kun. I, Ronove, have been entrusted with the position of Beatrice Summer's head furniture. I am an old friend of Genji-san's. And I'm also furniture, just like you. Although the master I serve is different. The tense color didn't disappear from Kanon's face in the slightest. Kanon's face. Depending on the master furniture served, they might be kind or brutal or anything else. If this person claimed to be furniture serving the hated Beatrice, if this person claimed to be furniture serving the hated Beatrice, then he must be despicable as well. It's been a long time since I saw you because you were in the door for some time. It seems I'm thoroughly despised. It's as though you hate everything that has anything to do with me. Beatrice openly sneered at Kanon's hate-filled face. Then Kanon finally realized. Beatrice and Kinzo were having a chess game across the reception table. But Kinzo hadn't even quivered. He was holding his head with both hands, his eyes closed tight as he contemplated his next move. Oh, he's not dead. Or was he in anguish? Or maybe he is dead. Master. I have told Kinzo 2 things. There was good news and bad news. The good news is that he'll have the good fortune of being reunited with me before the ceremony ends. The bad news is that Kinzo has been selected as the very first sacrifice in the ceremony. Oh, rip. Oh god, her face. Oh, and there's absolutely nothing I can do about it, because it truly was decided by the fickle roulette. Liar! We know you're just a murderer who kills for fun. Stop it, Kanon-kun. So, Kinzo, isn't it about time you decided to accept your loss? With this, our long contest is at an end, yes? Oh, so he's alive, okay. At a glance it was hard to make out the situation on that chaotic chessboard. However, judging by Kinzo's anguish and Beatrice's malicious confidence, it seemed to be over already. Oh god, the face. It is unavoidable. Perhaps even this could be amusing. It is to me, too. Resolving my contest with you may bring a flood of emotions, but it has already surpassed love and hate. It was fun. These past few decades certainly weren't boring. Beatrice advanced her queen and made her final move. And that decided it. Checkmate. This is my final tribute to you. Without any reservations, sleep. I mean, Kinzo suddenly stood up and laughed like an opera singer, facing a full crowd and spreading his arms, as though he had succeeded in a century-long plan. Oh, I thought it was like a... Oh, Jesus Christ! Hello! Oh, my God. Holy shit. Oh, was not expecting. Oh, Jesus, it's so different to... Holy crap. Like, we haven't seen anything like this yet. Holy shit. Usually it just like has like a blood spatter and it just lets you imagine it yourself. Jesus Christ. That laugh spat crimson. Crimson flames poured out from inside him, spitting even out of his mouth, ears, and nose, and all at once his body was wrapped in hellfire. But Kinzo kept laughing. Jesus Christ, I don't need to see this. The more he laughed, the more the hellfire spewed from his entire body and began to char him. Those flames became a brilliant light, which dazzlingly shone on the various magic tools throughout the room, making their distorted shadows dance across the walls. Those shadows looked like the dead in hell, watching over Kinzo in ecstasy as he burned. And, for the one who had made a contract with the witch, it was an extremely fitting end in accordance with those terms. Well, he was a bit of a horrible person, so... After laughing and howling in the roaring flames for some time, Kinzo flopped to the ground, as though he was a puppet whose strings had been cut. Brilliant light! Take it off! Take it off! Those incredible blazing flames disappeared as though he had been completely burnt up, and afterwards nothing remained but a festering and burnt corpse that one could hardly bear to look at. Oh, gee, that was really, I mean, like, as horrifying as that was, it was really beautiful. I mean, like, the way it was drawn and stuff was really good. Horrible. I mean, yeah, that too. You should talk. As if you didn't think there was a fitting way for him to die. Why have you shown yourself? Do you have some business with us? Stop it, Kanokun. You mustn't provoke Beatrice Summer. It would seem you have them absolutely terrified. Actually, maybe it's more like poo-coo-coo-coo, because there are the spaces between. I imagine I'll never get along with Kanon. Hey, it's not as though I dislike you particularly. Beatrice grinned. Kanon violently averted his gaze. Obviously unhappy. Violently averted his gaze. I'm looking to the side. Looking to the side. His reaction was so different from what he wanted to do that it made the witch and her butler laugh. Kanon, you stand in the presence of Beatrice Summer. Carefully consider your manner of speech. Oh, I cannot, Genji. Let him say what he pleases. I'm gracious. I am gracious? Okay. How are you gracious? I'm always gracious to those who are about to die. Kanon was taken aback by that creepy laughter. Beatrice wasn't here just to take Kinzo's life. The first twilight required 6 sacrifices. Kinzo alone wasn't nearly enough. And they just casually walked in here. RIP! Fear not, Canon. It isn't as though you'll be selected as sacrifices just because you came here. Oh, got her face. After all, you were called here because you'd been selected already. What? Their instincts were good enough to spot her meaning instantly. 6 sacrifices were required for the first twilight. After Kinzo, how many more would you need to add up to 6? Let's do basic maths. In this mansion, the number 5 instantly made them think of the number of servants here. Is that what you desire? Indeed. Thank me, furniture. Tonight, your days of suffering will finally end. You ought to thank me for coming here to tell you this. Certainly. If that is your desire. Genji-sama! Genji had agreed to the witch's heartless announcement with his usual demeanor, without raising an eyebrow. Now that the master is dead, Beatrice-sama is our master. Responding to her demand shall be our final duty. Shannon. Kanon. You have done well serving until today. That hard work is over now. Is now over, I mean. As I expected of you, Genji. As your fellow furniture, I am proud to have known you. Shannon, do you have any objections? No. I heard that George-sama gave you a ring. Do you still say that you have no regrets? Yes. Oh, her face. That blessing was more than furniture deserves. Just receiving the ring has already satisfied my feelings. Shannon couldn't take quite as much of a philosophical view as Genji. There probably were regrets left in her heart. She probably wanted to spend a little more warm time. A little more warm time. Warm time. What does this mean? with the person she cared for, George. But she released herself from that. She took a single deep breath, and a blank expression rose to her face. The face again. Yes. Huh? Very well. Were you asking what the actual thing is, or were you just like, what is this game / book? Very well. Or, very well. Who's talking? Okay. It does surprise me a tad to find that you've gained such composure, Shannon. What's with this face? It seems you two have taken a philosophical view as furniture. Was that him? Oh, I'm so lost about who's talking. Won't you at least shed some bitter tears for not being able to spend a night with the man you love? What a boring woman. This feeling cannot be understood by the likes of you, Beatrice-sama. If you desire our lives, please accept them. We will solemnly carry out that duty. Very well. Oh, very well. Excellently put. Okay, condescending or patronizing, whatever. Just the type of person Beatrice-sama can't handle. She's been taking such a far-sighted view of things lately. I must have tormented her too much last time. Speaking of which, didn't I do the same to Battler? Am I still soft? Or is the way I corner them lacking? In any case, she's just no fun. However, it seems you will still entertain me, right? Kanon, are you to entertain me? Kanon-kun. Compared to the two who had taken a far-sighted approach, there was a painful anguish on Kanon's face. Oh, okay. Alright, so it was more like, what is this game? Kanon was still far too young to accept his demise after being told of it by a suddenly appearing witch. Kanon, I hate boredom more than anything, and the fact that the other two have obediently accepted their deaths isn't amusing at all. So I hope you don't betray my expectations. Are you trying to make me your plaything? Kanon realized that he was being provoked. However, no matter how furiously anger spurred him on, his opponent was a witch. He was furniture. He hadn't had a chance of victory from the beginning. But the witch was expecting that he'd struggle in vain and writhe around, and was even looking forward to it. Just thinking about that was frustrating enough to get his blood boiling. Was disappointing the witch by refusing to resist like the other two the only way he could strike back at her? Yes, that's the only way to, beat a bully. Eldest of the 7 Sisters of Purgatory, Lucifer, arise. Lucifer of Pride right here. Kanon? It would be far too cruel to force furniture to fight a witch. No matter how much anger spurs you on, you would have no hope in a battle without a chance of success. Of course, such a battle would be boring for me as well. So, let it be furniture against furniture. Why not resolve it with a battle between you two? That should be enough to allow you some hope of victory, right? Forgive me, Beatrice-sama, but how could I be inferior to this good-for-nothing furniture? As if this cutie would have any chance against me. Prove that you can defeat my furniture, the 7 stakes of purgatory. If you manage to win through... Let us see.
I will let you select the 5 who will escape becoming one of the 13 sacrifices. I will welcome the 5 you recommend into the Golden Land without any conditions. How about that? Kanan understood that he was being provoked. However, the witch's offer was very tempting. By this point, Kanan couldn't care less about this evil ceremony the witch and the rest were trying to carry out. On the contrary, it was much more important that he remain alive so that he could be invited to the Golden Land and have his wish granted by Beatrice there. You cried, saying you'd had enough of being furniture, right? I shall grant your desire. I shall give you that human body you wanted so much you cried yourself to sleep. What do you say? That way, you and Jessica could be together, yes? Oh, just perfect. You may recommend that Jessica and yourself be invited to the Golden Land. If you alone finding happiness isn't a satisfying solution for you, then you can add in Shannon and George, the one she loves. If you're worried about duty, then you can also add Genji. Oh, that's 5 people. Oh, that's 5 people. Isn't that enough, Canon? With this much of a reward. You won't let me get bored, will you? She's just playing with you. There is no need to listen to her. I don't like it. Are you okay with this, Nason? Beatrice couldn't hide her evil smile at those words. I don't like it. I want to be happy. I've had enough of being furniture. I want to become human and have normal love. I want to know that the ocean is blue like you. How young. I'm jealous. That's why I like the young ones. This music. Oh, never mind. Genji, Shannon, stand back. Kanon, Lucifer, forward. As you command. Oh god. Oh, she moved her head and it scared me. I don't like it. That way you look down on me, as if Beatrice Summer would be impossible, but with me, as if Beatrice Summer would be impossible, but with me at least you'd have a chance. I really don't like it. That was probably humiliating for Lucifer. But at the same time, I thought she was crying for a second. She was also happy that she was lucky enough to have this adorable prey all to herself. Come, furniture of the witch. Don't think that you can look down on me forever. Uh-oh. Here we go. Oh, that was weird. Okay. Jesus. Oh, her face. Oh god, her face. Oh, sorry, trying to readjust here. So, Battler, isn't this a fun show? Damn it! Another weird thing's happening. Like I'd ever believe in a magic battle. Or in a magic battle. Yeah, so did I. Yeah, it was creepy when she suddenly moves. Okay, why is nothing happening? Look, look, don't turn your eyes away. Look at it. Look, look, look. It's magic. It's furniture. No matter how much you try to deny me in magic. Look, 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 look. If you've got all this happening right in front of you, it'd be a waste to miss it, don't you think? Look, look, look. Just stop thinking. Magic exists. This is fantasy. Don't close your eyes. Look closely. Look, 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 look. It's fucking weird. Sounds weird in English. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it! I won't accept witches. I won't accept magic. What if it's being done right in the open like that? What am I supposed to say? Damn it! Come now, don't turn away. Look closely, okay?
Her fucking face. Oh my god.
Magic exists. This is fantasy, so stop playing detective. I know your secret. You actually don't really like to think things through, right? Then just stop. Stop.
Oh yes, it is quite similar to Doki Doki in some ways, yeah. Shut up, shut up, shut up! Don't talk to me! This guy's getting stubborn. Won't you apologize and crawl on the ground right now for being so conceited that you thought you could beat me? If you did, I wouldn't mind forgiving you, okay? Then you wouldn't have to have your skin ripped off while you're still alive. Or get lashed all over your body as you squirm until you die. Jesus Christ. You're a cutie, so apologize. If you do, I'll finish you off so gently, while it still feels great. What did I even just read? Be silent, furniture of the witch. I have no intention of speaking with you. So you're saying you think nothing of me? That disrespectful gaze of yours is really ticking me off. I hope my neighbors can't hear me, so it'd be really awkward. Kanon-kun. Isn't he stronger than he was against Satan? This is why humans are so frightening. In fact, sometimes they even become witches and treat demons as butlers. That should be... She doesn't make that sound. Huh. So, which should I cheer on? Okay. Are you saying this guy's on par with me? Don't look down on me. As though you have that pride, you'll... as long as you have that pride, you'll never defeat me. You speak of Lucifer, the eldest of the seven sisters of purgatory, and say that I cannot win? How conceited. Oh. You need like a seizure warning for this game. It is definitely anime, yes. There is an anime of this game. Well, of this, yeah, visual novel. Virtual novel? Visual novel. Visual novel, right? I always get that muddled. What? I don't know who's talking. Must be her. Kanon was desperately trying to stay alive, and he had a strong desire to become human. But Lucifer didn't feel anything stronger than a slight desire to play. So that led to an inevitable result. It was a result that could be reached by the power of humans. The power of the heart. That's as far as that's as far as you go. I guess that's him talking. You cannot win against me. No, it must be her. No, I'm confused. Who's talking? Okay. The glowing red curve extended straight out from Kanon's arm, pointing at Lucifer's throat, just beneath the tip of her chin. That's not her chin. But what is this? How could I... There must be some mistake. As she ground her teeth in irritation, she tried to deny the truth right before her eyes. But no matter how much she believed in her own superiority, it didn't change the facts right in front of her. Oh, well done, Kanon. Wonderful, you haven't bored me. Oh, wonderful, you haven't bored me. How pitiful my furniture is compared to that. Lucifer, you are boring, milady. Was this opponent really too much for you to handle? I'm disappointed, eldest of the seven stakes. Hi! It would have seemed like more rebuke to an outsider. However, furniture serving the witch knew what kind of severe treatment was promised by that rebuke. Oh no, she's gonna break her neck again. And understood what had been left unsaid. Oh, it's her. Whoa, you good-for-nothing furniture. Okay, I don't know what that. Okay, she howled. Apparently, I can't imagine. Oh, no, it was her screaming. Whoa, you good-for-nothing furniture. She howled, abandoning her last bit of pride. She made her body explode, exposing her true form. Oh. That form was a demon stake, which bounced off the walls surrounding the room. How could you shame me so much? Kill, 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 kill! You blockhead! Even though you can't even follow my movements anymore. I won't play around anymore. I'm seriously mad. I'll pierce your heart in one blow. I'll plow right through you, make a fountain of bright red blood reach the ceiling. Die! Kanan-kun. Oh. 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 After flying about wildly for some time, with a speed approaching the limits of what a human eye could follow, Lucifer flew at Kanon's heart. She could tell that it was Kanon's blood by the sweet taste of it. But she quickly noticed one thing. She hadn't pierced his heart. Oh. This is why humans are frightening. Would you like some black tea? I'm fine for now. This is so amusing, I don't even need any. I bet it's Shannon. Kanan-kun. You were arrogant again. I told you that you wouldn't be able to defeat me. The floor was oh, it was her. No, wait, who was it? Oh, I'm not sure which it was. The floor was stained with the dripping blood. Oh, okay, never mind, it was him. It really was Kanon's blood, but it wasn't flowing out of his chest. Sweet! Kanon had sacrificed his own left hand to protect his heart. Oh, okay. Lucifer was arrogant. Even though she'd been given enough time to realize that this was an opponent capable of cornering her, in her pride she had believed him to be worthless. She'd gotten careless. So, just as she had announced, she'd aimed for his chest, trying to pierce his heart. Because she was arrogant, she hadn't even thought of aiming for somewhere other than the place she had announced. No, maybe she had thought about it a little. However, her pride would not allow her to aim for a different spot. After all, she was Lucifer of pride. Kanon, withstanding the pain, grasped the demon stake, not diamond stake, the demon stake, sticking deep into his left hand strongly with his right hand, and pulled it out. When she heard the sound of when she heard this, I didn't need to hear that. When she heard the sound of breaking bones and even more blood dripping down, Shannon looked away reflexively. There was an air hole in the back of the pierced hand, so big. An air hole! Why does it have to say air? You could clearly see through to the other side. Why did he pull it out? I would like to bleed to death, please. Kanon's face was filled with pain, but right now he had won, without a doubt. The demon stake he was gripping with his right hand turned back into Lucifer again, so that Kanon was now gripping exactly what her neck was. It's my victory, Beatrice. Kanon didn't hold back at all with the hand gripping Lucifer's throat. She had challenged him again after their fight had already been decided. Kanon had no obligation to be considerate. But even so, Kanon released the witch's furniture. Was it his naive humanism, his pity for another furniture, or a final bit of respect to the witch? In any case, when she was released, Lucifer fell face down on the ground, retching and moaning over the pain in her throat. Spectacular, Kanon. Your great efforts have proven the correctness of some of Kinzo's research. Ronover was clapping his hands. To Kanon, who had won at great cost and had a wound on his left hand that wouldn't close, Ronover's applause only felt like mockery. Oh Oh dear.
All possibilities dwell within the human heart, was it? My, this is why humans are frightening. Well done, Canon. You were victorious. Spectacular. Are you okay, Conankin? Shannon ran up to him and wrapped a handkerchief around his left hand, which was still spraying blood. That was incredible, Canon. Truly incredible. Even I was hoping at least a little for an upset. That you didn't let me down makes you truly splendid furniture. I think better of you now. I honestly think better of you. You haven't forgotten our promise, right? Beatrice? Indeed. Of course I haven't forgotten. Witches and demons may be inhumane. However, we are much more noble than humans when it comes to keeping promises. I will not go back on my word. I guaranteed that if you won, I would give you the right to decide the 5 people who will escape becoming the 13 sacrifices. Beatrice Summer, it's not like I've Oh, what the fuck just happened? When Beatrice waved her pipe, heaven and earth turned over, just for Lucifer. Okay, so as a horribly natural result, she fell into the ceiling. Okay. The ceiling doesn't seem that high to people standing on the floor. However, people who fall on it upside down and head first usually don't agree. I guess that's a fair point, actually. Huh. Sorry, just looking at my ceiling. Oh, welcome to the stream. Rohitog. Oh, I wanted to read the dialogue myself, basically. Yeah, because, I mean, otherwise I would just be sitting here watching. And there wouldn't be, like, I wouldn't be reacting much or anything, so it's, that's why. That's why I'm not using the voices. Yeah. Milady, isn't that a little much? Perhaps you are right. I suppose I'll forgive her. Beatrice waved her pipe again. When she did, the magic that had been affecting Lucifer was released. So it was a horribly natural result. This time she fell properly back onto the floor. Oh, Jesus. Do I not add enough emotion? Oh, that's sad. Okay, can the next dialogue come up now? No? Does it wanna? There we go. Beatrice Summer, forgive me. What are you so afraid of? I have already forgiven you, haven't I? So, Canon, shall we continue? Continue what? You aren't saying you want me to finish her, are you? Ah, no. It isn't over yet, right? What isn't? Stop dodging the question. I did promise to you your reward, didn't I? If you could defeat my furniture, the 7 stakes of purgatory, right? Come, arise, the 7 stakes of purgatory, the 6 younger sisters of the worthless elder sister. Oh, right. Come? Oh. Yes, thank you. I like to not have to make that sound. Oh, I scream too, sometimes. Oh, hello everybody. I guess many blonde-haired people today. The air split with shrill laughter, and as a golden splash scattered about, the remaining 6 sisters of purgatory showed themselves. All the 7 sisters of purgatory were here, after Kanon was able to defeat only one by sacrificing his left arm. The thing is if I had the voices on, then it would be like, why am I here? Like, there wouldn't be a point to me sitting here, reading, like, playing this game. I would just play it on my own. Yeah. All the 7 sisters of purgatory were here, after Kanon was able to defeat one only by sacrificing his left arm. By now, Kanon regretted his thoughtlessness in accepting the witch's challenge. He had been foolish to assume that a game against a witch would be on an even footing. Yes, the same people were different here. Lame. On air, Summer, why are you crawling on the floor? You people. I told you Onair Summer's useless. Even though she acts like she's so great just because she's the oldest, that's only on the outside. Yes, seriously. Lucifer Onair Summer, your disgraceful behavior will damage the reputation of us all. Know your shame. You novice. Kanon-kun, that was totally awesome. But don't get cocky, okay? Lucifer and Air Summer brags all the time, but she's no big deal compared to the rest of our sisters. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, it did say that in the description. That's why I'm always saying Lucifer shouldn't do anything. Just let her keep bragging all the time. After all, those of us with talent can handle all the tough jobs. What are you going to do on Air Summer? Out of respect for your pride, we were planning to stay out of your way, in the hopes that you'd challenge him again in that beat-up body of yours. I don't remember what all of their voices were, but anyway. But Kanon-kun sure is strong, right? Right now, no matter how much you struggle, there's no way you could win, right? You people... My, you sisters are always so lively. Is this any time to fight amongst yourselves? It's only together that you're the 7 sakes of purgatory, correct? Now, play nice and execute the tasks I give you. And swiftly, okay? By the way, I had a package delivered today. Because, I order Nutto's food online. And, they put like, I have steps coming up to my front door, and the door opens outwards. But they put the box, like, up the stairs, but so that I had to, like, push it down the stairs with the door in order to get it. It's like, why do you do this? This is... Yes. Hey, Lucifer and Air Summer, if you want to borrow the power of your little sisters, then say it, okay? We want to hear you ask us for help with your own mouth. Do you plan to mock me even more? I, the foolish, weak, ugly, and shameful Lucifer, the elder sister, beg my younger sisters to save me. Come on, let's hear it. If you let us hear that, we'll save you. Okay? Everyone? You... bitch! The 7 sisters of purgatory unanimously closed in on their worthless sister, abusing her. Even Kanon, who had been fighting for his life until a second ago, couldn't bear to look at it. As if I could say something like that. Quickly now. Clearly we won't make any progress here with you alone. Hurry up, let the 7 sisters strike Kanon. Hoo, 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 hoo. My, what is the matter, Lucifer? This is an order from a lady, is it not? How cruel. After grinding her teeth over and over after hearing her sister's curses, Lucifer trembled all over and answered her sister's request. The foolish, weak, ugly, what? And shameful. Lucifer, the elder sister. Big. What? What? Wow, this game does not like to get the dialogue to hurry up. There we go. The girl known as Pride was finally unable to endure the words she was saying and broke down crying. However, the 6 younger sisters kept giggling cold-heartedly. So I guess it was more like, "Ah, ah." Wait a sec. Don't try to trick us by crying. You haven't finished saying it. That should be enough. Come, sisters, let us display our power. I won't be satisfied till I hear the whole thing, okay? Come on, Onesama, keep going. That's enough. Come on, this Oh, what is this music? Oh, just very creepy. Holy crap. Come on, this shame affects us all. Oh, that's a bit rude. Would you like somebody to say that to you? Thank you for your constructive criticism. We won't let them leave here alive. Okay, how shall we play this pitiful furniture? Any wonderful plans? Yes. Yes. Oh, no, wait. It's like... Yes. Beazle thinks the 7 of us should get along and split Cannon up between us. Good idea. That way all of the sisters can get along. Then I'll take the head. I'll leave... Oh, then... Wait a second. Let me reread this. Okay. Then I'll take the head. I'll leave the limbs and guts to you all. No. I get the head. There's no way that promise will mean anything, alright? First one there wins. Kanankin, if you've got any ideas for how we should kill you, just tell us, okay? The 7 sisters will kill you in an awesome way. Damn. Arrgh! You've shamed me so deeply. Slicing you into 8 pieces won't be enough. I'll slice you into 100 pieces. Here we go, everyone. Yes, Onesama. No, I get the head. The 7 of them burst at once. They had no intention of playing or boasting. This time they would genuinely follow their master's order. Take Cannon down. Swiftly! The 7 sisters jumped around the room faster than the eye could see, examining how they could best kill Cannon. Well, the rest of my content has me reading all the voices, unless except for in Xenoblade and a couple of other games. Yeah, so I think people want to hear me read the dialogue, so... Otherwise there wouldn't be anybody here. The 7 sisters jumped around the room faster than the eye could see, examining how they could best kill Cannon. They tortured Cannon with their cruel giggles, sometimes making a close pass at him. They kept scraping his arms, shoulders, and cheeks, gradually carving red letters into his body. Jesus Christ. At that moment, Shannon dashed up behind him, holding onto him so that she blocked the way to his body at least a little. No, don't do that! Oh, I forgot about this thing. Yeah. At the same time, a red cylinder wrapped around the 2 of them, like a beam of light sent from heaven. That cylinder repelled the evil ones who tormented Cannon. What? You're mean. This has nothing to do with you. Ah, I see. You must want to play with us. Then I'll take it. All mine. Beatrice Summer, can we take Shannon as our prey? don't mind. Do as you like. It seems cunning alone won't be won't be enough to satisfy your gluttony. You have our deepest gratitude. The thumbnail looks like... What now? You have our deepest gratitude. Come on, I'll make you regret coming out uninvited. I'll turn you in... Oh god, her face. I'll turn you into scraps of meat so unrecognizable that you won't be able to tell which is which. Mix you and mince you into hamburgers. Idiot! Breaking that barrier should come first, right? Don't let your gluttony get in the way of your job. Yes, on there, Summer. As a horribly natural first action, the Seven Sisters began to destroy the barrier Shannon had created. Shannon's barrier certainly was strong. It was powerful enough to impress even Beatrice. With its strength, frail furniture would turn to dust just by touching it. And it was firm like a tree with deep roots. But no matter how big a tree gets, it will eventually surrender to a saw or a hatchet. For the Seven Sisters, chopping down Shannon's barrier would be annoying, but not impossible. Oh, it's a 3DS game. Oh, that explains. I don't have a 3DS. I missed out on like a lot of games because of that. A sound like beetles jumping about grew even fiercer and filled the room. The red barrier began to be cut up and eroded away as though with a hatchet, a chainsaw by now, an hatchet, like that. This is British, an hatchet. How foolish. Even though you must know that your barrier can't fully protect you from these girls. Why? Because I couldn't overlook it. As Shannon covered Cunnan, who was already at his limits, sprawled on the floor, she spoke back resolutely. If you hadn't barged in uninvited, I would have given you a death-like sleep. Why have you gone to all the trouble of exposing yourself before the Seven Sisters? Not all deaths are the same. A cruel death will cause you far more anguish than merely dying. Go ahead, and do as you like. Just as you always do what you want, I did what I wanted. Her face. At any rate, you're not quite amusing at the present moment. Romance is most interesting when you're wondering whether it will succeed or not. Once it does succeed, a woman is like salmon who has finished laying its eggs. I have already tired of you. Thank you. No words from a witch would make me happier. Then at least in the end, let me see you die in a truly entertaining manner. Seven Sisters, can you hear me? Kill Shannon in a way that shows me the limits of brutality. Shannon. My apologies. In the end, Oh, it's more like... Shannon. Oh, I guess I just said that the same way. With a slightly different facial expression. My apologies. Oh, there's a dog. I hear a dog. In the end, I wasn't able to reach your level, Genji-sama. You're an idiot, Nae-san. If you just let me be, then you might not have had to meet a horrible end. No, it's fine. I received a ring from George-sama and lived as a woman, because you can only live as a woman when, if you are proposed to. I have protected you and lived as a sister. With this, my life is complete, with no regrets. Yeah, you're pissing me off. That philosophical take really is irritating. Like I said, your furniture, you don't even smell like a human. Look at me. I am a human. Don't spout off philosophical crap like you're more complete than I am, you furniture. How ugly. Are those regrets what you truly are? They aren't a regrets. Regrets. This is called living. What's this about not minding if you die just because you were given a ring? I can't understand it. It's incomprehensible, disappointing, outrageous, stunning, and it's all useless. Oh, the Trails in the Sky thumbnails? Oh, okay. Milady, perhaps you're acting a tad undignified. Oh, milady, blah 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 blah. I didn't realize it was him talking. Shut up, furniture. Shannon, do you think I'll let you die so easily? Now's the time to bite your tongue. How pitiful. If you can see yourself reflected in my eyes, then shudder at your own ugliness. Oh. Fear not. Once I've crushed you up, you'll be much more ugly even while you still live. I don't know who's talking. I'm very confused. At that time, Genji softly entered the red barrier. Perhaps that barrier didn't block those without ill intent. Then, Genji gently held her from behind and covered her eyes with his right hand. Okay. What is happening? Genji-sama. You've already done enough. Go to sleep before me. Yes. Thank you very much, Genji-sama. Indeed. Is he like snapping her neck or something? After that, Genji, which we get to read in excruciating detail, that's great. After that, Genji softly pressed his left hand near her collarbone. As he did, emanating from that area, a crimson stain gently spread out on her. He's just slicing her throat, I guess. Or stabbing her in the neck. It's great. That's good. Ah, yes, delicious. The blood is wonderful. Welcome to the stream, Strum Dynasty. When Genji removed his hand, bright red, fresh blood oozed out of there. How are you doing, Strum? It only happened for the first instant, and it was shaped like a crimson rose. Oh, okay. Was it? That's artistic. It doesn't look like a rose. Lies have been told to me. What the fuck am I watching? The best game in the world. And when he removed his right hand, covering her face, there was a peaceful expression there, as though she was sleeping. Then she fell softly, silently, and slept. What is this music? Her soul had already been sent to a world where the malicious witch and her furniture could not reach her, no matter how evilly they tortured her. This scene left Beatrice and the Seven Sisters stunned. Only Ronove wore a mysterious smile. Then Genji leaned over Kanon, who was crouching on the floor. You did well. You should sleep now too. Yes. Thank you very much, Genji-sama. Wow. So there. He dies anyway. That sucks. Just as he had done with Shannon, he softly covered... I guess it would have been too easy for Kanon to have won. He softly covered Kanon's eyes with his hand. Then gently pressed the area around Kanon's collarbone with his other hand. And when his hand was removed with the lightness of a feather, there was a crimson rose there. Apparently Genji has blades that come out of his hand. But that rose shape quickly turned into the stain of bright red blood pouring out. What is that? What a boring person. Even though it's so fun to poke the balloon of life with a needle so that it forcefully explodes. That's a horrible way to put it. Oh my god. Spectacular, Genji. You truly are furniture. Thank you very much. Well then, Beatrice-sama, Ronove-sama, but this is my final task. Allow me to rest. Damn you, snatching away my fun. Why don't I take all the thrashing and mashing I wanted to do to them and give it to you instead? Beatrice faced him with an unsatisfied expression, but Ronove spoke quietly to Genji with a soothing smile. You have worked hard. You are my greatest servant. As a final gift, I shall bestow upon you a peaceful sleep fitting for all the labors you have performed. Genji is his servant? Oh, no. No, yeah, because he's my greatest servant. Interesting. What? Wait, it's not your place to... When Ronove snapped his fingers, Genji slumped to the floor like a puppet with its strings cut. Suddenly, and yet gently. Yes, I mean, like, I do realize that I had that choice, but I decided to read it myself instead, so. And I know what I'm like when there's voicing, so. Because I tend to just, like, sit there and listen, because I don't want to interrupt, so you wouldn't get my reactions very much, because I would just be watching. Yeah. He crumpled, but, thank you, anyway. Have a good sleep. He crumpled, falling into... thank you for watching, anyway. Coming to watch. He crumpled, falling into a sleep that no witch could call him back from. It was as filled with kindness as the sleep he had given Shannon and Kanon. It's also a bit late, because I'm, like, what episode is this now? Like, 12? And I'm already on, like, episode, like, chapter 3 of, like, arc 3 or whatever, so... What was that, Ronove? What a boring anticlimax. Are you not a mighty great witch, milady? What happened here is hardly worthy of your concern. Also, I would be reading, because I find it easier to take in when I read aloud. So I would be sitting here reading each line like 3 times in my head, and it would just like take so long, and it would be really boring to watch. I do this with Final Fantasy 14 because I have the Japanese voices for that. And it takes me ages to get through the dialogue because I have to like reread it 1,000 times to truly take it in. So, yeah. Are you not a mighty great witch, milady? What happened here is hardly worthy of your concern. It isn't like you to let the provocation of someone like Shannon get to you. Also, I never claimed to be a great voice actor. So, what was it that Beatrice so irritated? What was it that had Beatrice so irritated? Was she still unable to remove the thorn of Shannon's words? Yes, definitely still dark. Ronove laughed lightly as though lamenting the complexity of humanity and a woman's heart, and ordered the 7 sisters to go. After all, there were still 2 sacrifices left for the first twilight. The 7 sisters disappeared in ecstasy. In ecstasy? Okay. Thank you. See you later, maybe. Gorda was doing the nighttime rounds. Rock and Jimmy had always been empty, except for the Ushramir family household. So, checking that the doors and windows were all closed had no real purpose. However, ever since the time Natsuhi had condemned such an attitude as being careless, the nighttime rounds had become part of the servants' daily routine. In the first place, Natsuhi had ordered this because of the occasional witch disturbances. Hold on a second. Ah, right, okay. Everyone who came and left this island knew about the legend of Beatrice, the witch of the forest. It had become established as this island's characteristic ghost story. Because of that, it was only natural that some people would claim that when they thought they were alone in the mansion, they would hear a strange sound or see the shadow of a person. However, when that created a little too much of a disturbance and reached Natsuhi's ears, she made a fuss, thinking that some suspicious person might have been entering and leaving. Apparently, she had roused all the servants and had them check throughout the mansion. Because all of that panic over the witch had happened before Gorda's arrival, he had only heard about it from the more senior servants. Ghost stories like that could be found in any workplace. Even at the hotels and restaurants Gorda had worked at, there had been plenty of them. So when he heard about that story on this island, he'd given a forced smile, thinking, ah, so they have that kind of thing here after all. That forced smile aside, he had figured that when in Rome, do as the Romans do, and had taken it seriously. Gorda and his bombchin went along with it on the outside, but in his heart, he had assumed it to be a childish trick. At first, that is. This certainly is eerie. Yes, I can see why it was so easy for past servants to get into a panic. He could understand how someone doing the rounds on an airy night like this might believe they'd seen a ghost if they saw a lace curtain waving in the breeze from a window that hadn't been closed. So, if you make fun of the witch of the portrait, there's a curse. Seems there was even a servant who received a serious injury and quit. Well, I wouldn't want that. Think of my age. I probably wouldn't be granted a workplace this hospitable again. Witch of the portrait. I'm working sincerely, so please give me some peace. Oh, God. Hold on a second. I'm okay. I'm just choking to death. This is Naru. Oh. Oh, look at her little paws. That's so cute. That's amazing. I love this. I wonder if I can... Oh, I can't. I'm gonna try to copy it, but I'm on my phone, so... Anyway. Gorda per... Oh, my what am I doing? Hold on. What am I doing? What's this? Okay. Gorda prayed to the portrait, his hands together, as though he was at a Shinto shrine. You should put it into the Discord. It's beautiful. At that time, he thought he heard a sound. The kitchen? Was that the sound of something metal falling on the floor? Maybe a mouse or a cockroach had come out and knocked over some of the dishes. No, how could that be? It was usually cleaned thoroughly. Thinking he'd check out what that noise really had been, Gorda entered the kitchen. He turned on the kitchen light. When he did, he heard a strange sound. Clank, 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 clank. To a cook like Gorda, the sound felt like I was just thinking that the sound felt like the lid on a pressure cooker or something shaking. So it's more like clank, 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 clank. Surely there wouldn't be a pot on the burner when no one was in the kitchen. Even if someone was using the gas, walking away from it would be quite dangerous. Just in case, Gorda decided to inspect the area around the gas range. And then his head caught on fire, and he died. No? Okay. His bombchin saved him. What is this? When he did in the corner with the gas range, the pressure cooker really had been set out, just as he'd thought. What is this sentence? Okay. But the flame wasn't on. And yet, the lid was clanking. That's creepy as fuck. Was something fermenting and leaking gas? How could that be? Then was there a mouse or something inside? How could there be? Ridiculous. When people were watching, Gorda acted as though he had a bold personality fitting for his build, but he actually had an unexpectedly timid side to him. He was frightened that there might be something inside, and he couldn't bring himself to check it carelessly, so he's like an elephant afraid of a mouse. That's cute. In his cowardice, he grabbed a nearby wooden pestle, and with a clunk, he tapped it a little forcefully against the side of the pressure cooker. When he did, the clanking sound suddenly stopped. He should have been relieved that it had stopped, but the fact that it had stopped when he had hit it was even more eerie and made him even more suspicious about what was inside. Gulp. Mysterious phenomena do not exist in this world. Yes, witches and magic, things like that, couldn't possibly exist. All phenomena can be explained with science. As if monsters and witches could exist. He sounds like a battler. He repeated that many times, trying to build up his own confidence. I actually... Because I'm actually afraid of the dark. So, as a 31-year-old, I'm afraid of the dark. So, sometimes I kind of say something similar to myself. He repeated that many times, trying to build up his own confidence. The gap between what he was saying and what he was doing was quite comical. Who would believe in a witch? Who would believe in magic or curses? Come on. Show me what you really are. Take that. He removed the lid of the pressure cooker. It's hilarious. And imagine this like big stocky guy like the lid's moving, he's like, whoa, and he's like, grr. It's like Barrett or something lifting a lid off a pot really quickly. Silly. And lying exposed there was the sparkling clean silver bottom of the pot, and his butt chin was perfectly reflected in it. There was absolutely nothing frightening like he had imagined. Phew. It's only natural. There's no way there could have been anything inside. By now, Gorda realized that he had been a coward. So, while he still had some doubts as to what had caused the lid to make that sound, he figured it wasn't a big problem and decided not to worry about it too much. Your mum's afraid of heights? I don't know if I'm afraid of heights much. I mean, I'm afraid of falling, but... Then he took the... yes. We all have to be afraid of something, I guess. For me, it is the dark. And various other things. Like praying mantises are horrible. But I don't mind spiders. Like, spiders are okay. I had one in my laundry the other day because I got a washing machine installed. And, like, I guess behind the tub or something, or in the tap or something there, like, it hadn't been used in a while. And all of a sudden there's this tiny little spider. It came out and sat on the wall for a little bit and then disappeared. I don't know where it went. Maybe Nato ate it. It's fine. It won't make a sound. Of course it won't. Oops. As if witches or magic could exist. Clank. Clank, 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 clank. It's your brother getting a midnight snack from the pot. Huh? Oh, it's this music. Clank, clank, clank. Or sounds or whatever. Clank, 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 clank. Clank, 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 clank. Eep! All of the pots and dishes in the kitchen started clanking at once. It grew even stronger, so that finally the lid to one of the pots fell off. And from inside that pot, a slender white arm reached out. That's unnecessary. Lids fell off. Oh, this music. Lids fell off the other pots, one after another, and another, and another. Eep! As if witches could exist. As if I'd believe it. When the number of arms grew to 7, a loud, shrill laughter split the air. I did make it. Yes, I made another spider friend. What a letdown. Too bad that someone who can make such delicious food is such a lightweight. She doesn't have white arms. If you don't want him, I'll take him. He's all mine. If you want him, come and claim him. Wait, I said no. I'll take him. Huh? What? Yeah! Oh, wait, is that him? Huh? What? Yeah! Oh, rip. No, he's dead. Bye, Gorda. I thought he was going to be like the main servant in this arc, but okay. Come on, let's search. There's only one more. That old hag. Where is she? She's in... Oh, yeah, that's right. Of course, I forgot about Kumasawa-san. She isn't in the mansion. What about the guest house? First one wins, right? Come on, search. Find her. Don't be noticed by the relatives in the dining hall, right? And don't get noticed by the kids in the guest house, right? Search in silence, kill in silence. After all, it's still just the first twilight. I will take him. She isn't in the guest house, but she wasn't in the mansion either, right? Miss, where is Kumasawa-san? Oh, here she is. Hey, I found her. She's in the rose garden. Why is she standing around there without an umbrella? She's already given up. Oh, mine. You blockers can just sit there and watch. I told you. No, this one's mine. Come on, if we take any longer, we'll be scolded by Beatrice-sama. Let's take care of it all at once. Oh. There, found her, surrounded her. Come on, let's get along and do it all at once, okay? Die! Oh, Kumasawa-san. My goodness. Oh, it's windy here. Huh? What? It's just probably more like, huh? What? What is this? Oh, that is what she said. I know her too well. What naughty girls. You wouldn't happen to be friends with that child, would you? Just, what is this old hag? There's gotta be some mistake. One more time. Oh, it's God. Why can she defend against us? What's this music? Move aside! One more time! No matter how often you try, it won't work. This person is good. Oh. I am waiting for that child. Would you mind calling for her? Do you really expect us to run errands for you like that? Yes. There's no need. Beatrice-sama. After all, even I have manifested by now. I was certain that you had awakened. What the fuck is happening? Ronove. It's been a long time. Yes, truly a long time. This person's talking to Ronove-sama without using sama. What is happening? Ooh, what is this? And it's been a long time since I've seen you too, Beatrice. She's not even using sama for Beatrice-sama. Enough. Don't you know who this is? The name Beatrice itself is hers. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, can I not be called right now, please? I only inherited it from her. This is my teacher, the previous Lady Beatrice. The previous Lady Beatrice. Gold butterflies appeared in ones and twos from the garden of roses and began to gather around Kumasawa. Then, after she was wrapped in a golden sparkle, she burst and disappeared, and Kumasawa's form was no longer there. Wait, sorry, I was distracted by my phone. Hold on. Name Beatrice itself as hers.
Oh, okay, so I like read this without taking it in. Okay, oh, okay, alright, it's that person from the beginning of this arc. Oh. Gold butterflies appeared in ones and twos from the what the fuck though? From the Garden of Roses, and began to gather around Kumasawa. Hold on, I just have to turn off the heater because it's really hot. There we go. Then, after she was wrapped in a golden sparkle, she burst and disappeared, and Kumasawa's form was no longer there. Instead, there was another golden witch, the one who once taught the path of an endless witch to Beatrice. Okay, this is happening apparently. And the only person Beatrice ever called teacher. Her hair was long, beautiful, and vividly youthful, and her figure in that elegant dress couldn't possibly have been mistaken for an old lady. No, this looked like a completely different person from Kumasawa. Well, well, teacher. I never even dreamed that we would meet each other again. Yes, neither did I. I certainly never dreamed that my sleep would be disturbed. Such a troublesome time for you to awaken. If you'd remained asleep as usual, the first twilight could have ended without much trouble. Or perhaps I should be glad you're here. I was just getting a tad bored. As usual, it seems you're toying with sinless people in a vulgar game. I believe I taught you several times that the power of the endless witch mustn't be used to cause people trouble. Don't say that, teacher. Isn't boredom our natural enemy? This is just a little spice to escape from that. The more the corrosion advances, the stronger my power becomes, and the easier it becomes to summon my minions. Yet who would have thought it would release the seal on you, teacher, at the same time? It's precisely because I predicted such a thing would happen that I slept so closely to where you were. Oh, welcome to the Discord, I think is what that was. If you would also like to join the Discord, if you're not already in it, there's a link in the description. It's precisely because I predicted such a thing would happen that I slept so very close to where you were, though I prayed in my sleep that I would not be woken again. Being reunited with you like this is a very sad thing for me. You're as cunning as always, teacher. Ronave, have that young furniture step back. Furniture only serves its master. The master is responsible for all of her crimes. Certainly, Madam Beatrice. I have already passed that name on to this child. Come now, step back, furniture girls. Furniture girls? I may give warnings a second time, if you did not listen to the first. However, do not expect to receive a third. What the fuck just happened, though? Step back, seven sisters of purgatory. If you get dragged into this, only dust will remain. But back, everyone. Now I have to turn the heater back on again. Oh my god, can it make up its mind? There we go. Ronave and the Seven Sisters of Purgatory retreated. After that, what remained was the... Wait a second. What's happening with my heater? Because it's winter here, so it's cold. Heater! Listen to me. Come on. Thank you. There we go. Okay. After that, what remained was the Beatrice, whose daring expression didn't falter, and the teacher Beatrice, who had given up that name and wore a composed smile.
Well then, teacher. Yes, I saw that. Welcome. What tea shall I prepare for our long-awaited reunion? Let's see. This reunion was longer in coming than the visit of a comet. Perhaps I will accept your hospitality. And if it seems a mistake has been made, I'll have you return my name in the title of Endless Witch. So, even the title of Endless Witch has a license renewal policy? As you wish, teacher. See how splendid your disciple has become, and see how far she surpassed you so long ago? The air between the two Beatrices seemed to explode with sparks. Oh, hello! Holy crap. Just by glaring at each other, they purged all spirits from that space. As they watched, the seven sisters shivered. After all, if they had retreated just 3 steps less than they had, they would already have been turned to dust by now. So come, Beatrice. Oh, it's her. So come, Beatrice. Surrendering my name to you is the only regret I have in life. I will now correct that error by my own hands. Oh, why is it? Oh, it's in there. Oh, it's in there. Let me just do this. I'll give you a roll after the stream. You've got it wrong, teacher. My only error was becoming your disciple in the hopes of gaining such a puny level of power. Get it? What are you calling magic? What are you calling the Endless Witch? All you've got is a power that can be... I don't know who's talking. All you've got is a power that can be gained just by noticing, right? And you act as though that's so great and impressive. It must be Beatrice still talking. Your turn's long over, teacher. Oh! Oh, this is music! Oh, 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 oh my goodness. Oh, Jesus. Okay, okay, alright. There are many things happening. Holy crap. I don't have a clue what's going on anymore. What is this music? My goodness. What in the world is happening right in front of my eyes? You poor thing. It seems my disciple is causing me trouble. I apologize. Oh, it's more like, you poor thing, like it's actually genuine. Now, who the heck are you? Why did old Kumasawa turn into a nair-chan like this? I mean, seriously, who are you? I don't get it. What kind of special effects are these? My head feels like it's gonna explode. I am the witch teacher of that child. My old name was Beatrice. When that child succeeded me, I gave up that name, so I have no name of my own. Like you've already said, your disciple's been a real pain to me. Please, take responsibility and do something. No, wait. I don't believe in stuff like this. As if witches and magic could exist. I won't accept this messed up battle. Damn it, what should I believe? That's just like you. Hospitality with a very quick temper. Hey! At the very start of this arc, I wonder if her teacher was going ho 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 like how Kumasawa does. Because if she was, that's very clever. It's very crafty. But if not, then whatever. I'd expect nothing less from you, teacher. It seems this is so trivial to you, you don't even feel like opening your eyes. But I doubt you'll be able to win unless you're prepared to wreck this whole island, see? Come, arise, come, arise, shoulder war towers. What? Whoa, what the fuck?
What?
What is this? Is this Shadow of the Colossus now? In response to Beatrice's summons, a terrific earth tremor split the rose garden, and Titan awoke. And on either side of her shoulders, two massive war towers sprouted and stabbed into the heaven. On her shoulders? No, it says on either side of her shoulders. Yeah, but like attached to her shoulder. What the fuck? They stretched up to 100 merite tall. Is it supposed to be meters? What is merite? And each had over 360 ports. What? They were war towers of the god's army corps, which had prevented even groups of ancient heroes from invading their sacred grounds. Oh, I accidentally turned on... Somehow I turned on Google Voice Assistant? How did I manage that? It says God's army corps, which had prevented. Apparently they were war towers of the... Sounds like, hey Google. Alright, can you go away please, Google Voice Assistant? Weird. I was not expecting that. Anyway. What the fuck though? What is happening? Okay. As Beatrice elegantly oh no. Okay, so that they're not attached to her. It's still weird. As Beatrice elegantly floated in the gap between the massive two-headed towers, she looked why is there a helicopter? She looked down on her teacher, sneering with a sense of absolute superiority. With the two massive towers lined up behind her shoulders, the witch looked very small. Can you be quiet, Mr. Helicopter? Thanks. Like a butterfly dancing between huge Jesus Christ, are you like hovering above my house? Don't think you can dodge it by turning into butterflies, okay? The density of the Twin Towers barrage wouldn't just make you a pinned bug sample, it'd make you a madly stabbed pincushion, right? Over 720 ports opened on the towers, and godly soldiers readied their multi-shot ballistas. I think that's how you say that, or is it ballistas? I don't understand what's happening. Is that the end of your turn? Famous last words. Blast away. Oh, rip. The ballista shots that numbered over 1,000 were all fired at once, drawing a beautiful geometric curtain of death. Yes, so beautiful. So beautiful. The boorish sound as the bowstrings were played was probably even deeper than that of a reaper swinging its sickle. Come, arise, fallen tower. Split the single language and let that sin be known. What? Oh, hello! The sky was stained an incandescent red, and from between the clouds a blazing massive tower fell upside down. That massive falling tower and its rubble sucked in the thousands of ballista shots so that not one of them approached the body of the witch who had summoned it. That's right, no group of people, no matter how large, could approach the mysteries of heaven. That was the reality of the fallen tower. What? As I'd expect from you, teacher. If you do something, you always do it big. It says you with the towers. My turn isn't over. Come, arise, sons of Owlie. Bestow upon me a worthy spear. Okay, Kumasawa-san. Oh, hello. I don't know what did that say? As the massive crimson tower that had fallen made a terrible gold-colored explosion, a massive spear appeared from inside those flames, so tall like a tower that you had to look up to see all of it. It was too large even for a giant's hand. That divinely beautiful spear of the gods was so massive it gave the illusion that the fallen tower had turned into a spear of the same size. It was a spear of certain victory that none could escape. Oh, so beautiful! Look at that sunset whatever it is. Oh, so beautiful. Probably the rise, right? Because it was nighttime. Looks like your twin towers won't help you now.
God, that's so pretty.
Oh, she's like in the clouds, because there's clouds below too. How foolish to block off your means of escape on both sides. You can't defend against even a single spear. Ha! When she snapped her fingers in command, the massive tower-sized spear shot at Beatrice like a lightning bolt. It aimed right for the middle of the center of the Golden Witch's heart with extreme precision. As she danced in the gap between the towers like a butterfly, slicing straight through the air like a flash of lightning. Ha! So, you use Gungnir at a moment like this. You really are incredible, teacher. Oh, apparently Odin is here. Odin uses Gungnir, doesn't he? Burst, useless towers. Arise, giant soldier battle line. Fully block that divine spear with your shields and chests. The shoulder war towers exploded in gold. They became several billion gold butterflies. Those butterflies took the shape of 7 massive armored soldiers, even stretched a full 50 merite into the sky, and they lined up in front of Beatrice, protecting their master and holding massive shields that towered like windmills. Is merite a thing? I feel like that's a Japanese word. Meru. Okay. It's not a thing. It's a name. Dictionary. There's Meerut, but that's a city in India. Let me look at not in the capital, you dumb. Hold on. Merute. Oh, I thought I put my phone on silent. I actually put it not on silent. That explains why the phone call was heard. No, Merute doesn't mean anything. Even in Japanese. I guess the translator just didn't know how to spell meters. I'm assuming it's supposed to be meters. Merite is a unit of... Oh, one stream super paper. A unit of measure... Is it? Oh! Man, I haven't seen it in ages. Yeah, this song's amazing. Oh. Okay. So I guess it's just a... Okay, it's a measure. Alright. A unit of measure, I mean. Each stretched a full 50 merite into the sky, and they lined up in front of Beatrice, protecting their master. Blah, blah, blah. Oh! Oh, so beautiful. Look at you, Iron Giant. Oh, there are lots of them. Hello. Looks like Laputa. They were as massive as a mountain range. The witch behind them was like a small moon hiding behind the mountains. Once in the past, when the massive shields these giants held had been readied by the whole regiment, they had protected King Hulhelm's castle not only from arrows, but from the wind and the rain, because they were actually Alexander. For when they had faced upwards and held their shields to the heavens, not a single raindrop had gotten through. I see. Foolish. The shame of a witch who has forgotten to respect things sacred. Did you think mere giants could defend against the spear of the gods? Indeed. No matter how much human metal you are armed with, you cannot block a spear of the gods. A wonderful epaulet... epaulet... by Madame. Is this checkmate in French? No way. Beatrice Summer? Of course I haven't forgotten, teacher. Come, arise, disciples of Hephaestus. Bestow upon me a worthy shield. Okay, thank you for coming, dog in the fog. I'll see you later. I'll see you in Discord at some point. A golden whirlwind arose at the feet of the giant soldiers. There was a cloud of countless butterflies. They attached themselves to the massive shields like gold leaf, sparkling like they were a gold mirror. It was the absolute defensive wall given to a goddess by the chief of the gods. The Aegis shield. When the holy spear, which left a dignified tail behind it like a comet, crashed into the mountain range of that gold shield, there was a terrible, thunderous roar. A polite mate is a checkmate. Oh, it's a specific kind of checkmate. The two parallel retreat squares for a checked king are occupied by its own pieces, preventing its... I see. That's terrible. Oh, it's terrible. Ugh. When the holy spear, which left a dignified tail behind it like a comet, crashed into the mountain range of that gold shield, there was a terrible, thunderous roar. There was the creaking of the pillars that held up the heavens. The divine spear spun around and around and was sent flying in the direction of the setting sun. Impossible. She defended against the divine spear. No, that is not correct. The divine spear avoided her. It is the law of the gods that an absolute spear and an absolute shield must never fight one another. Although, in the end, it means the same thing as defending against it. Okay, pedant. Your skills have improved from engaging in these fights so often. Your skills have improved from engaging in these fights so often. Or rather, it seems you're still as bad... Never mind, start talking. Or rather, it seems you're still as bad as ever at this kind of game, teacher. It's my turn to strike back. I shall follow the code and counter a spear with a spear. The giant soldier battle line, which had fully blocked the divine spear, released its holy gold shields. Holy gold shields. The shields fell to the earth, making the ground shake like a titan. Titan. When they did, another gold whirlwind arose, and the 7 gold shields changed their form into 7 massive spears of lightning lying on the ground. Spears of lightning. At once, each of the giants lifted one of their legs high and firmly stomped on the tips of the handles. As the earth shook with a thunderous sound, the 7 lightning spears spun beautifully and flew up above the giant soldiers' heads. They scattered into a golden splash and began to fall before the giants. Each of the giants squared off, and with the sound of their whole body, they kicked and smashed them. The broken pieces numbered exactly 30 and became lightning spears of exactly the same size as the originals, which made 210 for the 7 giants, and all of those burst at once, with each splitting into 30 thorns, for a total of 6,300. They became a barrage of thunderclouds, drawing a beautiful geometric pattern. And then each changed into 3 bolts of lightning, so that 18,900 thunderbolts shot at the predecessor Beatrice. It's over, Beatrice-sama. Why did I choose that voice? It's over, Beatrice-sama. I would expect nothing less from Madame. The bundle of almost 20,000 thunderbolts must have reduced the teacher's body to dust. But there had been no resistance. Beatrice knew immediately that she had been fooled. At that time, from the direction that the sun had supposedly set, she felt the impossible rays of sunlight. A brilliant ray of light shone on her profile. It was the figure of her teacher, holding aloft the spear of the gods that had supposedly been repelled a short while ago. She bore a sparkle like the sun on her back, and made it shine on the incarnation of darkness. What is happening? As Beatrice watched, she was trapped like a mouse in a cage, cornered in a dead end formed by the giant soldier battle line. By now, the predecessor Beatrice had seized a position directly alongside that line. Playtime is over, Beatrice. Have I exposed my flank? Her bold expression hadn't faltered even once, but now it twisted for the first time. And faster than Beatrice could click her tongue, the predecessor Beatrice released the holy spear. As it leapt through the air, it changed its form once more. Come, arise, Dvergard brothers. Bestow upon me the giant smashing iron hammer of heaven. Giant soldiers, protect me! Why did I give her that voice? What are you doing, you blockheads? By now it was no longer a spear, but the whirlwind of a massive hammer that raised a sound like a windstorm as it flew through the air. It was the legendary hammer that had shaken even the king of the frost giants. So the giant soldiers couldn't escape from that fear. So, regardless of how strongly their master ordered them, they couldn't get in the path of that hammer. Back rank, mate! What? Rest in peace. What is back rank, mate? Damn it! Before the whirlwind of that massive chunk of metal, Beatrice was nothing more than a mere speck. The instant the whirlwind started to suck Beatrice in, she appeared to change into a massive war tower. The iron hammer smashed the war tower, scattering tremendous amounts of rubble, but it did not reach she who had escaped behind it. Furthermore, when the smoke started to settle, the war tower had sucked in the massive iron hammer without crumbling and blocked the way. Even the giant smashing iron hammer couldn't break through the final tower protecting the witch. However, this war tower was actually the witch's last trump card. It was a war tower for dodging that could only save her from danger once. But this tower was impregnable. No weapon could break through it. At that time, the moon disappeared. As Beatrice hid in the shadows of the giant soldier battle line in the war tower, she looked up at the sky. Ah, it's Odin! When she did, inside the moon was the figure of a massive horse ridden by the god of war and death. And now we're playing Final Fantasy VIII. The predecessor Beatrice rode the horse with him. His cloak had blocked the moon and swallowed it in an airy shadow, and the spear of the gods was in his hand once more. In other words, it was a godly knight who had jumped over the ramparts formed by the giant soldiers in the war tower, attacking from the heavens. That rank mate is another type of checker. You got me. Smothered mate. Oh, there's another one. Oh, it was fun, Beatrice. I didn't know there were different types of checkmate. Other than stalemate. Whoa! The struggle to the death between the two witches with the same name was over. Oh. Well then. Well, Odin does always win, so. The spear that had been launched from the heavens pierced the ground. For Odin to appear, we must have had very nice RNG. The giant soldier battle line and the war tower split up into countless gold butterflies, wrapping the area in a cold, gold-colored storm. Then came the sound of thunder, and the sound of the falling rain and wind. If you looked around, the rose garden was empty. The butler and the rest were watching the two witches confronting each other, but Beatrice alone had changed. She an older woman now. She had been pierced straight through by the spear, from the base of her neck and her right shoulder to her left oh, Jesus Christ. To her left buttocks. That's horrible! Oh, this is this like what they did in the Spanish Inquisition? Where, like, they like, stab you, but you're still alive? With, like, yeah. Unable to even reach the ground with her feet. horribly exposed like a pitiful pinned butterfly tormented by the wind and rain.
But Beatrice, Summer.
Oh, look at him smiling, as expected. A truly fearsome person.
That settles it, Beatrice. That settles it, Beatrice.
Ouch! Ouch! Oh no, she's dying. Okay. Beatrice wore a bitter smile of false courage, but a strand of blood dangled from her mouth, making her look even more pitiful.
The title and power of the Endless Witch. Oh, it's her. The title and power of the Endless Witch. You will return them to me now, along with the name Beatrice. You are too immature to call yourself an Endless Witch.
Stop. Forgive me, teacher. I was just fooling around, okay?
I will take my name back from you. I shall return you to your original form. Perhaps you should relinquish this power which is beyond you, and live a life suitable for yourself. Come, try to remember. What form did you have? The predecessor Beatrice began to recite the words of power. When she did, small gold butterflies gathered near the skewered Beatrice and began to swarm about her.
Like butterflies sucking in nectar.
Sorry, I just heard something weird.
Like butterflies sucking the nectar out of flowers, they began to suck the magical power out of Beatrice, and it seemed to cause her intense pain. A cry of anguish issued from Beatrice's mouth. She no longer had any power to resist it.
Come, try closing your eyes. Try to remember. What form did you have? Come, Beatrice, repeat it with me. Let us sing a song together, then it will be over soon. Let us end your pain as fast as possible. You're right. How long has it been? Since I've sung with you, teacher. Come together now. Come, try to remember. What form did you have? Come, try to remember. What form did you have? When the two of them began to recite... Oh, they're singing! Okay, when the two of them began to recite the same song, more and more gold butterflies danced around, swarming around Beatrice. It will be all right, my lady. You will lose your place as my disciple, but that will not change the fact that you are the lady I serve. After that, I shall read a book for you again. I shall bake you apple pies once more, just like it was long ago. Come, try to remember. Yes, try to remember. Are you finally starting? Wait, is it? Oh, I'm so lost. Who's talking? Are you finally starting to remember? Oh no, it is her. Oh my god. Hey, teacher. Do you remember that thing behind you? What is this? When the predecessor Beatrice looked behind her, there was an airy hedgehog curled up there. A hedgehog? Okay. Oh no, my one weakness. Not the hedgehog. No. Oh, no. It was herself. Ah. There was another predecessor Beatrice whose whole body had been packed with ballista shots, lying there like a pincushion doll. Come, try to remember. What form did you have? Or maybe that's not right. Come, try to remember. How were you killed? The predecessor Beatrice was stunned. Her form gradually began to fade away. Okay. Oh. This is... When did you...
At the beginning, I did not summon a pair of shoulder towers. There were 4 towers. Teacher, you carelessly stepped across the 7th rank rook boundary of death created by the 2 hidden towers, which were lurking in the distance on either side of you. It was bad manners of me to say check this late. I simply must apologize. The battle had been decided at the very beginning. It had been over since the time the predecessor had leaned forward, readying her holy spear to attack Beatrice, who had been wedged between her shoulder towers. Rip. The hidden towers lurking on either side had bathed her in a windstorm of ballista shots from 720 ports on both sides, pinning and killing her. However, Beatrice hadn't wanted it to be resolved like that. She'd wanted to let her teacher take her next move, and had continued acting as though the game was still on. She'd immediately revived her with the endless power, and had made her continue the game as though nothing had happened. Then the predecessor slowly remembered that she had already been killed, and began to vanish completely. When she did, the spear that had pierced Beatrice also vanished. Oh yeah, that's right, because it was, there's that law that she said at the beginning that's like, if something breaks or whatever, you can make it whole again, but you can't keep it that way. It will eventually remember it's broken and be broken or something. But that was a vase or something at the beginning. When she did, the spear that had pierced Beatrice also vanished. Beatrice finally landed on the ground. There wasn't even a trace of a scar. It was fun. Teacher, if you want to play again, I'll revive you any time. And once we've had some fun, I'll make you remember that you're a corpse again. See? I did everything you told me to, right? Yeah, see? Didn't you tell me to always put my toys back in their boxes when I'm done playing with them? Oh, that's not what I thought she was going to say. Was it an easy victory? You fool, it was a tough one. If I hadn't tricked her with the 4 towers, I would have been the one dead, as I'd expect from teacher. But now I can stand proud. Now I have completely surpassed teacher. Bronove, clean up teacher's remains a bit. I haven't lost my respect for her that much. Just a bit. Certainly, tonight's first twilight became a little too riotous. A little cleanup will be necessary. I shall see to it immediately. Goats, it is time to clean up. When Ronove snapped his fingers, blazing, sparkling eyes began to blink open in the shadows and darkness, becoming goat-headed attendants that appeared one after another. One by one, they wordlessly stood at attention in a line behind Ronove's back. This time, what shall be done about the 6 corpses? Another closed room pattern? I'm in no mood to think right now. I will leave it to you, Ronove. An extraordinarily closed room to torment Battler, if you would. Certainly. Then it shall be extraordinary. Okay, where's Battler? Battler, did you see my big moment? Damn it! After being shown that screwed up magical storm, what can I deny? Forget just wishes existing. After being shown that tremendous flashy fantasy, what can I deny now? I don't get it anymore. It was like that last time too, but how can I deny these awesome, wonderful, magical why can I smell curry sausages all of a sudden? Except, like, I can't, but it's like what is that? It's weird. Isn't that right? After watching this, you can't talk your way out of it, right? Actually, it's not, it's curried sausages, like in a casserole. Oh, it sounds really good. Okay, Battler, let me hear some ridiculous reasoning. Ooh. Milady, your laugh is becoming undignified. Oh, my apologies. But that isn't my fault. After all, if Battler tightly closes his eyes, grinds his teeth, and shows me that ever so bitter expression, it just automatically slips out of my mouth, you see. So, Battler-sama, why don't you return to the table without losing heart? The lady is expecting your counterattack, you see.
Quit messing with me. How the hell can I make a counter-argument? In the first place, everything was already screwed up when that tower sprouted up out of the earth. Should I say that under the ground in the Rock Kenjimi there's a secret laboratory for building super alloy combining robots or something? And that pushing a button can make these strange towers sprout up? Right, and then those huge giants must be the robots, or maybe an evil secret association's mecha monsters. Look at him crying. I don't get it. Don't talk to me. Oh god, her face. Look, 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 look. Don't cry, okay? Bang, bang, it's magic. If you want, I'll crush the moon and make comets fall like rain. I can even... Oh god, that would be horrible. I can even bury the whole island in those massive breasted nerchans you like so much. See? Come on, look, look, look. My turn's over, see? Show me your response. Launch your counterattack. You can't, can you? Except that there's a quadrillion things you can't do. You're useless against this, right? You actually like this kind of fantasy, don't you? I get it. That's been going around on the street. What? I get it. No, I don't get it. That's been going around on the streets lately, hasn't it? In manga and light novels and anime and movies, some teenage brats get a whole bunch of strange special abilities, and they blow up all sorts of stuff with the fate of the world on the line. You love that too, don't you? I know, don't hide it. You love it, right? Hasn't the thing you love just been displayed before your very eyes? Why do you believe it in manga and anime, but you won't believe it in me? Believe it. You can't argue back, not after you've been shown something like this, right? Look, answer. You don't need to think. You can just obediently say, I'm sorry, Beatrice-sama. Look, try saying it. I'm sorry, Beatrice-sama. Try saying it. Say it. Don't be embarrassed. Jesus, she really likes to use commons. Oh my god, okay. That was quite the scene. Oh my goodness. Meanwhile, oops, let me just have a drink. There would have been no way to tell that morning had come without opening a window. Oh wait, there would have been no way to tell that morning had come without opening a window and looking up at the cloudy sky, which had become a tiny bit lighter. It wasn't a refreshing morning. All that could be heard was the sound of the rain, which hadn't stopped falling since last night, and the howl of the wind. Oh, and the howl of the wind. It's hard to imagine that it's morning. This horrible weather speaks for our hearts. Hey, it could be worse. At least it's just rain, not spears falling from the sky. Oh, I see what you did there. Whether it's rain or spears, it's coming down with a bang. Is it already 6? Whoa, isn't this enough? After this, we've got no measures we can take till the mystery 19th person Beatrice makes her move. True. However, I believe we have anticipated every trick they might use against us. That's right. I mean, that I don't remember Eva's voice. What? That's right. As long as a traitor doesn't appear among the siblings, we should be able to deal with most situations. Haven't we talked about this enough? We've stayed up all night. I'm tired. You're right. How about taking a little rest after eating breakfast? A good plan. Staying up all night is trying at our age. As they all stretched, they enjoyed this unrefreshing morning as best they could. I'll go wash my face or something. That'd probably look horrible. Oh. What is that awful stench? As soon as they exited into the corridor, Kiria openly made a disgusted expression. What is it? Hey, don't you smell something awful? Ugh. What is the stench? Is the smell of sausage? Ugh, I hate curried sausages. I can't stand it. After hearing those complaints, everyone stuck their heads out into the corridor. The stench was faint, but once people started commenting on it, it was clearly noticeable. Each of them went into the corridor, relying on their own sense of smell to tell them where the strange odor was coming from. What in the world could it be? Let us have Genji deal with it. I believe he should already have arrived in the servant room to begin the morning preparations. Indeed, please do. At the very least, it's difficult to imagine Gorda making a breakfast like that, making a breakfast that would cause such an odor. Rudolph and the others searched for the source of the smell, and determined that it was coming from underground. Hold on, I have to cough for a second. Okay. Oh, welcome to the stream for 2 seconds, Inkerlink. Enjoy your lake. Can I please minimize that? Thank you. From the boiler room. Oh, sorry, the sentence hadn't ended yet. Whoops, my bad. But the door was... Oops. What? Hold on. Go back. But the door was locked and they couldn't check inside. Okay. At the same time, when Natsuhi's group was on its way to search for someone in the servant room, they noticed something strange near the parlor. What is this? What a horrible prank. Who would do something like this? On the door to the parlor, drawn in a paint that looked like blood, was a strange thing that looked like a magic circle. There's no one in the kitchen yet. But what is that? Eva's group, who'd thought the smell might be coming from the kitchen, had returned after confirming that no one was there and that preparations for breakfast had not yet begun. Then, they noticed the change to the parlor. It's useless. The boiler room's locked. Wouldn't that be bad if something went wrong with the boiler? Has anyone spotted a servant? Is one of those vulgar scribbles here too? There was another one on the door to the boiler room. Wait. Oh. No, wait. Oh, so that was... Oh, in the door to the parlor. Okay. And then she noticed one also on the door to the boiler. Okay. What's that? This creepy scribble isn't just here, but it's in other places too? You don't think this is the Witch of the Forest and Beatrice's declaration of war, do you? It's funny you should say that. Hideyoshi tried to make fun of it, but staring at this creepy magic circle while listening to the wind and rain really made it seem like a message from a witch. The dripping, bright red paint made one think of blood, which made it even creepier. Hideyoshi tried to open the door, but it had been locked. As a general rule, the parlor wasn't locked. Someone had gone out of their way to lock it. What's the parlor? What does this mean? Could it be that while we were talking in the dining hall, someone secretly left this scribble on the doors to the parlor and the boiler room? I'm sure the servants are behind this. We were together the whole time. We all have alibis. They probably received some strange order from Father and pulled this prank. And there's also the case yesterday with Maria-chan's letter. It's really easy to suspect that the servants are acting on Dad's orders and planning something.
Yes, however, all the servants are dead, so... Anyway, where is everyone? They can't be playing hide and seek. Let's look for them. But before that, I'm worried about the children. They're safe, right? I'll go and check, and while I'm there, I'll see if there aren't any servants there. Then let's split up. While you go to the guest house to see how the brats are doing, we'll investigate inside the mansion. I don't want to think about it, but maybe these creepy... I don't know who's talking, but okay. These creepy magic circles aren't just in the places we've found them already. We might be wrapped up in some bizarre game at Father's. I will go to him and hear the situation. Though I doubt he'll obediently listen to me. I am a dick, do you remember? The adults split up. As a result, they confirmed that the 4 children were safe in the so-called cousin's room on the 2nd floor of the guest house. They had apparently why is there no pillow for this bed? They had apparently stayed up late last night playing. All of them were snoring loudly, so Rosa decided not to wake them. How did she know they were playing? If they were asleep. Furthermore, Nanjo, who had returned early the previous night to rest, was also safe. It seemed he believed in the phrase early to bed, early to rise, and had awoken refreshed. During that time, Kiriya and Hideyoshi searched for the servants, but they didn't find them. The servant room in the guest house was also empty. The children are safe. They all stayed up too late last night. The servant room is empty. I looked at the shift chart, and the morning shift begins at 6. They should have started working by now. The nap room is also empty. There were signs that a futon had been slept in, but it wasn't warm. Hey, isn't everyone's reasoning right on this? This is probably a game Father set up. He must have left those creepy scribbles and hid himself somewhere, trying to make us do something. Are you saying he's trying to see who's fit to succeed his wealth in the headship? Isn't that a bit... No. It might not be strange if Father was behind something like that. After all, Father loves doing things on a big scale. And this might have been a finely tuned plan, starting as far back as when the epitaph was hung in the hall. Wait, that sounded like him talking. Oh my God. In that case, I wonder if they'll give us an announcement of the game or some explanation of it. It certainly would be nice if an envelope with a crest like the one handed to Maria-chan were to appear. That's right. Maybe Nissan and the rest have found something like that in the mansion. I'm going to sneeze in a second. Dr. Nanjo, have you heard anything about this? Have you heard anything about this? My apologies. I have no idea what's going on. And yet, yes, certainly. I could easily imagine Kinzo-san planning something on a big scale. Shouldn't we go back to the mansion for now? Maybe they found something over there. If I won't be in the way, I shall go too. I'll stay here. The children are sleeping upstairs. We don't know what's happening. We cannot leave them alone. That's right. I'll stay with Rosa-san and watch over the place. Would you tell that to my husband? Rosa and Kiriya remained in the guest house. Hideyoshi went with Nanjo and returned again to the mansion. At the same time, in the mansion, in a way that was hard to believe, or maybe we should say in a way that gave him a bad feeling, Rudolph's prediction was spot on. The same magic circle graffiti that had been drawn on the doors to the boiler room and the parlor had been found in multiple places throughout the mansion. Aniki, how's Dad? It was no use. I received no response. I tried putting my ear against the door, but I couldn't sense anyone. There's no sign of any of the servants. Where in the world did they disappear to? This isn't funny. Father and the servants are hiding, and there are strange magic circles all over the mansion. What in the world is happening? There weren't only magic circles on the door to the boiler room and the door to the parlor. There were 2 on the 2nd floor, and 1 on the 3rd floor, for a total of 5. They were all the same magic circle, and all of the doors had been locked, so they couldn't check inside the rooms. Anyway, let's do something about the boiler room first. It'd be bad if something broke down and caught fire or exploded. So we need the key. It should be in the key box in the servant room. They fished through that key box, because each of the servants carried their master keys around. Those weren't kept there. However, all of the individual keys should have been there. I can't believe they managed to fit so many keys in there. It isn't here. No matter how much we look, the key to the boiler room isn't here. Look, Aniki. Only the keys to the rooms with those magic circles drawn on them are totally missing. It's true. How bothersome. It's as though someone didn't want us to go into the rooms with the magic circles. No, they went to all the trouble of making those magic circles obvious, so maybe they wanted us to enter. I think it's the latter. Mind to the stream, Madam Daniels. This isn't a movie, so breaking down the door is probably impossible. Smashing a window might do the trick, though. For a while, Kraus pondered over whether the situation really called for smashing a window. At that time, Hideyoshi and Nanjo returned. There was nothing strange in the guest house, and the children were safe. They told the others that Rosa and Kiria had stayed to watch over the place. Good morning. I heard that something strange has happened. Good morning, Dr. Nanjo. I apologize for waking you so early in the morning. What is it? Did you find a letter or something? I was sure you'd have found something like that by now. You're right. I also believe this to be a massive joke or game of father's. But if that's the case, there should be some letter telling us about it, like the letter that was given to Maria-chan. What if Maria-chan's letter actually was the announcement telling us that the game was on? The rules of the game, try solving the riddle of the epitaph, have already been made clear. Then what might the 5 magic circles we found in the mansion represent, and the missing servants? Natsuhine-san, how many servants were there today in total? Huh? Genji, Gorda, 5 of them. But why? So there are 5 servants. There are also 5 magic circles. It's probably a coincidence, but I don't like it. Nii-san, let's break a window. We should check and see what's inside. We have no choice. Do it neatly. Kraus made his decision and gave permission to smash a window. And he decided that the first room they would break into should be the parlor on the first floor, where the windows would be easiest to reach. Isn't the boiler room a little bit more... Okay. They had hoped to peek in through the window, but the curtains were down, so they couldn't see inside. Rudolph wandered around the garden, trying to find something that would be good for smashing a window. Eventually, he found a rock bigger than a fist and came back. You don't have to smash the whole thing. Just open it enough so you can reach the lock. Don't get your hopes up, okay? Rudolph raised the rock and hit the glass with it several times. Eventually he succeeded in opening a hole big enough that he could unlock it from the outside. Covering his hand with a handkerchief, he stuck his hand through that hole and cautiously unlocked it. We should probably cover it with packing tape later. The rain will get blown in. When he suddenly opened... Oh, this is the parlor. Oh, of course. Right. When he suddenly opened the window, the wind and rain made the curtain dance around violently. The curtain was blown to the side. Must be hard to keep this house warm. Look at all the windows. Although, those windows don't actually lead outside. They lead, like... to... Actually, what do they lead? Oh, that's... Well, no, maybe they do lead out. Maybe that's where the guest thing is. But then does it go around? That's weird. Anyway. They could see into the parlor they knew well. They were all a little relieved. They were a little relieved. They thought there might be another bizarre magic circle inside the room, or possibly the traces of some creepy ceremony. In any event, they didn't want to hang around out in the rain, so the 6 of them, Kraus, Natsuhi, Eva, Hideyoshi, Rudolph, and Namjo, entered the parlor as a group. Oh, they're gonna die in there, aren't they? It seems that nothing in particular has changed. What's wrong, Shannon? Wait, are you okay? Oh, just kidding. There are things. What happened to you? Blood. Dr. Nandro, take a look at this. Hey, Shannon-chan, are you okay? Answer me. You mustn't shake her. Oh, you mustn't shake her. I will examine her condition now. She'd been in the shadow of the sofa, so they hadn't noticed her until they had entered the room. Shannon was lying on the floor, her chest stained bright red with blood. Her chest? Hey, Battler, where are you? Look, Shannon's corpse has turned up, see? I won't bother you anymore, so come out. Oh, there you are. What are you doing, clutching at your head in a place like that? Battler was crouching under the table, holding his head. Okay. His pitiful figure made it plainly clear that he didn't want to see anything, didn't want to hear anything. Had he heard Beatrice's sneering voice? Could he not hear, or was he pretending that he couldn't hear? In any event, it was clear that he closed up his heart like a shell. Coo. Perhaps you tormented him too much, milady. After showing him all that and demanding a counter-argument, I can understand why he'd want to mope around. Hey, Battler. If you can't argue back, then resign, okay? It's your turn. If you don't make some move or pass, or else give up, we won't get anywhere. Huh? What's that? I can't hear you. I said be quiet. Shut up. A witch? Magic? Why don't you just do whatever you want? I don't believe any of it. Damn it. Don't talk to me. Don't show me anything. Disappear. Just disappear. Don't get that annoying face near me. Beatrice winced. I don't think that's a word. Reflectively at Battler's sudden rage. Reflexively? I don't think that's a word. Even if you say that, if you don't finish your turn, then my turn won't come. In fact, I'm the one asking you to stop boring me. Who cares? Be quiet. Shut up. Who cares about your game? I won't go along with it. If your turn won't come until mine's finished, then just wait for all eternity. I don't know. I don't get it. I won't accept witches or magic. I won't accept something that's screwed up. Whoa, I said don't talk to me. Oh. Hello? Shannon's... Oh, what's happening? I don't know what's what anymore. After being shown something that screwed up, how could I resist? I wandered aimlessly through the rose garden. It was raining and windy, but that didn't mean my body got wet. There was just a feeling of isolation as I wandered amidst the wind and rain without an umbrella. Aw, Battler. Maybe I lost in that person's game a long time ago. Actually, didn't we already have a clear winner and loser in the last game? After all, I surrendered for a time. Yes, we remember. That's why the world was tinted with witches and magic. Right now, Rokkenjima is a different world, where witches stride around openly and fire off strange spells. It isn't a matter of accepting it or denying it. Maybe I mistakenly assumed that I was playing a game, or an even on an even footing with Beato. Yes, she sure is. Maybe I was already defeated in the last game, and this is just a signing ceremony of my surrender. A minute ago, a terrible battle unfolded in this rose garden. I saw it with my own eyes. I kicked the ground. Obviously, the ground was hard, and water from a puddle splashed. Several towers had split this ground, sprouting like high-rise buildings. The more I kicked this ground, the more it felt like that couldn't possibly have happened. Sorry, the scent of these tissues is really strong. It's making me talk like this. But, for that very reason, I couldn't explain it with anything other than magic anymore. If it was a closed room with a key shut up inside, I'd know it was probably an extension of stuff you often see in detective novels. But that big flashy thing? Damn it. Seems my disciple has caused you much trouble. Huh? It's you. Someone suddenly spoke to me, so I turned around. And in the rose garden arbor was the predecessor Beatrice, whom Beatrice had supposedly defeated a short while ago. Hey, Kumasawa-san. How's it going? I was sure you died, so you survived. No, I did die. Now I'm nothing more than a defeated chess piece loitering outside the chessboard. Oh, the music changed, okay. You're Beato's teacher, right? So in other words, you're a witch too. Yes, that is correct. So basically, that means the witches really do exist, and the only one who can defeat her isn't me. That'd be you, since you can use awesome magic, right? I'm just useless now. There's nothing I can do anymore. Oh my. Have you surrendered completely? What do you mean, surrender? How am I supposed to explain that? Towers sprouting and falling? Huge giants holding shields and throwing spears? Nah, just remembering it makes me feel like I'm going insane. We're way past the point of trying to reason this all out, aren't we? We've left the level of tricks and things that can be explained with human culprits. Ah, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it! Calm yourself. I am nothing more than a piece on that child's game board. After being removed from that board, I'm no longer a capable being capable of... what? I am no longer a being capable of doing anything. But you are that child's opponent. As long as you do not give up on your own, you will always have the power to strike back. Shut up! Weren't you also reciting strange spells and summoning towers and spears? What do you mean, strike back? Are you saying you'll teach me magic too? And make me take part in that massive magic battle? If you wish, I could teach you a bit about magic. Oh, just what I wanted. Please, give me some awesome magic to smash through her chest in one... But wait, is he being... I don't know if he's being sarcastic or not. Your chest in one blow. Oh, he was. Ha! Don't screw with me. I hear that in Japanese magic there's a ceremony used to pray for rain. Do you know of it? A rain ceremony? Ooh, what is this music? That thing where you throw stuff into a fire and dance as an offering? That's not magic. They say that the fire causes an updraft which makes rain clouds gather. Is that a Japanese thing though? I don't know if there's a Japanese thing, but sure, I'm gonna sneeze. I think. Any day now. That's supposed to be an accepted scientific phenomenon. Oh? I believed it to be a form of Eastern magic. But is that not the case? I believed people offered sacred fire to their... Oh, I should do that every day. Then it would just rain all the time. Oh, how glorious would that be? Oh, I'm gonna need some kindling. I believed People offered sacred fire to the heavens as well as a dance of respect, so that your entreaty for rain would reach the hearts of the gods. Many people did that long ago, but most occult things like that have a scientific explanation. Why did things burn? Isn't that because flood was contained in the material? Oh, that was her talking. Why did things burn? Isn't that because the blah 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 is contained in the material? No, things burn because of a chemical reaction. Lavoisier abolished the phlogiston theory. I don't know what this is. Why does heat transfer through objects? Isn't that because caloric is contained in the material? What? I'm pretty sure that was abolished by Joule. Heat is energy, not a substance. You have studied well. Your knowledge is accurate. It's just some trivia. Phlogiston, caloric, and eventually ether and God's love. All the powerless before a scientific explanation. In the past, I was told that an apple falling from a tree was thanks to God's love, so that humans would be given food. So even gravity is the love of God. Well, that's probably the remnants from the period when religion rather than science was used to explain everything. That is correct. In the past, humans called the limits of their knowledge. No, ignorance itself, magic. Like the rain ceremony we were just talking about. Did the people of ancient times realize that there was a scientific explanation? That if fire gave rise to heat to cause updrafts that summoned clouds? I don't know who's talking. Even without understanding these things, they at least knew the result. That probably happened a lot. And that stuff called knowledge of the ancestors. Even without understanding the reason, through long experience, they knew that they had achieved results. Phenomena whose principles they didn't understand were probably the same as magic to them. Like this person just said, ancient people who didn't understand those principles probably believed that. Oh, probably believed that through the rain ceremony, their wishes would reach the heavens and make rainfall. To them, that was certainly magic. As long as they didn't understand updrafts. If you push an electrical switch, a light turns on. Children do not know the scientific principles behind why a light bulb lights up. They only know and probably lots of adults also, they only know the result when they push the switch. If they obtain such a result without knowing the principles, doesn't that make it magic to them? That's pretty interesting. Now, logically, that's true. I don't know who's talking. For example, I don't have a... Oh, okay, it must be her. For example, I don't have a clue why the brawn tubes in a TV show... Hello, Naru. Okay, why did you jump on the desk all of a sudden? What you doing? You wanna lie here? Naru has come to say hello. Oh, she's gonna sit right. Hello, what are you doing? Must be hungry. I don't have a clue why the brawn tubes in a TV show a picture. Still, I think it's totally normal to see things shown on a TV. Are you comfortable like that? Are ya? Okay, I'll just put this over here. My lady. I'm sorry, I hit the mic. Even if I don't understand the principles behind branches, I at least know that if I push the switch I can watch TV. It's exactly the same as having a rain ceremony without understanding updrafts. In other words, if I don't know the principles, even TV is the same as magic. Or even magic itself, I guess. Oh, is it my baby? Are you purring? Do you know the structure of brawn tubes? Brown tubes? I don't know. Have you ever taken one apart and looked inside? Nope. I think I read about it in a book or something once, but it was complicated and I don't have a clue. I think that when electrons hit a fluorescent material, it creates luminescence or something like that. Oh, are you on the move again? That book lied. Actually, there are small people called gremlins shut up inside the brawn tubes. And they do their work with magic. Huh? Don't be stupid. There's no way that's true. How can you deny it if you've never looked inside a brawn tube? I've never looked inside, but I can say for sure that small people like that definitely don't exist. Since there are no brawn tubes here, that's impossible to prove. Yeah, it's impossible to prove right now, but later I can take apart a TV somewhere and show you and instantly win the argument. So, put another way, my magical theory that gremlins are shut up inside the brawn tubes and display the picture with magic is impossible to disprove until we can verify the contents of a brawn tube. Correct? Ugh, what the hell? Is this one of those? Are you trying to say it's a devil's proof? That's a favourite trick of you witches. A devil's proof is a bit of sophistry, one that takes advantage of the fact that negative facts are impossible to prove. However, it's different from my brown tubes metaphor. That could be resolved simply by taking apart a single television. Yes, Naru has joined the stream. You're right. It isn't really a devil's proof. You have proposed a scientific theory, and I have proposed a magical one. One of those is the truth, and which one it is can be ascertained the moment you look inside a brown tube. However, until the instant that appears, we cannot deny each other's theories. Oh yes, Secret of Mana. So even though only one truth exists until you look into the brown tube, you can have two conflicting truths existing at the same time. You have a realm in which two truths can exist simultaneously, even though there must be only one truth in existence, so it's Schrodinger's cat, I guess. Is the cat in the box? Yes, exactly. Is the cat in the box alive or dead? If you open the box, you will learn the answer. You will learn the truth. However, until you open the box, you can claim that the cat is alive, and you can also claim that it's dead. Both claims are the correct truth, according to the people making them. And even though the two sides are in conflict, neither can win the argument as long as the box remains unopened. In other words, two truths can exist at the same time. Even though there can only be one cat in the box, it is packed with a living cat and a dead cat, forming a strange separate world. Ah, philosophy. Yes, isn't it a thing? That is what the Rock Enjima is now. This island is now a different world, where a scientific theory and a magical one can exist at the same time. To a resident of the world of science, such as yourself, at a glance it may feel as though this island has been sucked into a world of magic. Oh, that's creepy. That might not be wrong, but it is not accurate. Strictly speaking, it has been moved from the world of science to the gap between that world and the world of magic. So, at a glance, it appears to you as though the world was tilted towards the magical side. But in reality, this island is now in a perfectly impartial position with relation to those two opposing worlds. I don't really get it. The gap between reality and magic? A perfectly impartial world? How's that? Hasn't pretty much everything that's happened been totally not in my favor? Then perhaps you could think of it this way. This is a trial. Think of it as a court where you and Beatrice are laying out opposing claims. Call it a brown tube trial. Your opponent claims that there are tiny people inside the brown tubes, explaining one thing after another. Talking about the lives of these tiny people, what they look like, what type of magical power they have, and what do? Well, I study in a library and argue back by explaining how brown tubes are constructed. At this moment, both your claim and that child's claim exist in the court at the same time. If you find your opponent's claim convincing, it might sound like truth to you. It might look like truth to you. That is exactly what you saw. At this moment on the Rock Enjima, witches and magic certainly may exist as truth. However, until the moment that the cat's box is opened, that world is an uncertain wave function. The entire situation can be explained by both sides at the same time. However, there is one truth. That set of truths shrinks with observation, and countless truths are weeded out to become one truth. It is like when, in court, the judge hands down his judgment. The two truths from the prosecutors and the defense's claims, are reduced in number by the judgment and become one. To say it in your words, this island right now is the world right before looking into a brown tube, right? Therefore, the science theory and the magic theory cannot be denied. And since they cannot be denied... Oh, that's him. Ah, both can exist as truth. Therefore, both witches and magic can exist. However, at the same time, your opinion of denial also exists as truth. It is a world where two conflicting things can exist at once, and it is a world where conflicting truths cannot disprove each other. Have you managed to understand? In other words, no matter how much awesome magic Beatrice shows me, it's only a claim of magical theory, and it doesn't disprove my position. So, no matter what kind of magic Beatrice shows me in this world, it cannot become proof that magic exists. That's right. That child might even try to explain an apple falling from a tree with magic, perhaps by shaking her staff and magically plucking the apple, then claiming to be the thing that made it drop down to the earth. However, that would be nothing more than another claim. None of your opponent's claims could prevent you from making yours. In that sense, the world is quite impartial to both sides. I get it. Still, by that argument, if I show a sound argument with my science theory, and it collides head-on with her magic theory, I also can't win against her. On top of that, the final judgment won't come until we peek into the brown tube. Where is the brown tube in this world? Because it exists, there should be no reason for us to argue. Why can't we just get along and peek into the brown tube? If there really is a tiny person in there, it's my complete loss. Otherwise, it's my victory. Why do we have to hold this debate without looking into the brown tube? Can you stop saying brown tubes? I don't know how to pronounce it. That itself is the game you are being challenged to. Maybe instead of a court, I should use chess as an example. Oh goody, another chess metaphor. There, victory and loss are not determined by a judge. You who fight will decide. You who fight will decide it yourselves. Can you win an argument with an opponent in a screwed-up world where multiple truths can exist at the same time? In actual fact, didn't you lose an argument and surrender like this? Yeah, I'd rather not think about that, actually. Do we get to see it again? Oh, sad. That is all the advice I can give you now. If you wish, I can occasionally offer you counsel. Sure, Kumasawa-san. Thanks. That really helps. I'll avenge you. Oh, thank you. I look forward to it. What's your name? Kumasawa-san. Oh, Beatrice. Beatrice used to be my name, but now that I've surrendered it, I do not have a name. So I shall take a temporary name. Virgilius. No, how about Virgilia? Sure, Virgilia. Like Valkyria? Wasn't that a name for goddesses that show up in myths? What is this music? No, it means the guide who leads the way to Beatrice. Well then, I will guide you to that child who waits at the summit of Mount Purgatory. It ought to be a fitting name for such a guide. And who would have guessed I'd accept help from a witch when I'm trying to deny witches? I see. If this is a contradictory world where different claims can exist at the same time, I guess that's cool. It's almost funny. I'm borrowing that child's words, but you truly are like a phoenix. Oh, I like phoenixes. Your will to fight has already been revived. Come, if your heart is prepared, return to your opponent. Return to the chessboard where that child is seated. I look forward to seeing how far you can fight with my disciple. Yeah, watch it. Wait. I am borrowing that. It was her talking. God damn. You truly are like a phoenix. Your will to fight has already been revived. Come, if your heart is prepared, return to your opponent. Return to the chessboard where that child is seated. I look forward to seeing how far you can fight with my disciple. Yeah, watch it. I won't listen to it babbling anymore. I'll coolly fight to the end. I definitely won't get provoked by her any longer. Then let us return to the seat of the battle. Yes, let us return to the seat of the bed. Oh, okay. Oh, Battler, where did you run off to? And I thought losers never came back for more. Sorry to keep you waiting. I've cooled my head a little. And did you think of a response to that pleasant, thrilling, refreshing, highly acclaimed, wonderful fantasy battle between teacher and me? Isn't that impossible to explain without fantasy? Milady, didn't you just promise to be kind and act more gracefully? Oh, no. Oh, no. I just got in such a good mood when I saw Battler's face, you see. Look, look, look. How are you going to respond to that battle just now, Battler? Battle? What battle? What? In this rose garden, where do you see those spears and towers you made lying around? They aren't here, are they? In other words, it's just like the inside of a brown tube. The inside of a brown tube? What in the world are you talking about now? At this very moment, there's nothing at all in the rose garden. Towers may have been sprouting with magic until a short while ago. However, that's only the case until we see what's inside the brown tube. That magical battle is nothing more than your interpretation, your claim. The fact that there's absolutely nothing to see here now proves it. This is how I argue back about that witch's battle just now. I will be right back.
Okay, sorry, I'm back. Right now, there isn't anything here, which proves that nothing happened. Come now, of course I can't make a huge mess when it's only the first twilight, and I'm rather fond of that rose garden, you see? To prevent any damage, I had the fight occur inside a barrier, so it's only natural that it wouldn't have any influence on reality. That's your claim? Well, I guess that works. However, at this point in time, there's nothing in the rose garden, so nothing stands in the way of my claim that there was no magic done here. Wait, can you deny my magic with a mess like that? It's impossible to prove that magic does not exist. It's a devil's proof. At this point in time, this garden is the truth. The instant you look inside, the tiny people inside the brown tube will vanish,
and there are no traces of magic here at all. So that battle between you witches did not take place. Well, what that counter? The power... Could it be? Have you forgotten, milady? It is the multi-layered world's reduction technique. The power of a finite witch, the counter to the power of an endless witch. Only an endless witch can perceive it, and it is the most effective against such a witch. Schrodinger's cat box? That old hag of a witch. What an uncalled for hint. We've lost time, including the 5 servants and grandfather. There are 6 corpses. Let me check the scene. I've been trudging along, wasting time. From now on, I'll speed things up, okay? I don't know who's talking, but sure. Oh god, hello. Take a seat, Beatrice. It's finally the first twilight, isn't it? Let's start the real thing. Let's start the real thing. Show me what you got. Sounds like a seagull's cry to me. Oh, of the laughter? Ooh. Alright, oh, I think I might stop the stream here for today. I didn't realize the scene was about to end. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a shorter stream this week. But, I had some trails to edit and record, so I'm gonna go do that. But, thank you everybody for coming to the stream. I hope you enjoyed it, despite, the dramas and things. Thank you for commenting and stuff. It's always nice to see new people as well. And also old people. Not old as in age, but old as in often here, kind of, you know what I mean. If you'd like to join my Discord, there's a link in the description. Also, I'd like to say thank you very much to all of my patrons. Look at them all there. Look at Haru and Naru, even though I technically don't have Haru anymore. But still, look at them. Aren't they cute? So thank you very much to Adam Daniel, Sivak, Earl, Nunya, Evie, Featherfly, Fipmeister, Inkerlink, James Doyle, John Lorne, or otherwise known as Arvin, Yomar, Octatigi, Ordinary Magician, Red Games, and Steen van Empel and Tim. Actually, wait, how do you say your last name? Is it Lauren? I think it's Lauren. Lauren, like American. Anyway, yes, thank you very much for the for your support. I very much appreciate it. If you would also like to become a patron, you can have a look at the link there. It should also be in the description of the video. Even just $1 a month helps me tremendously. You have no idea. You have no idea. And it helps me to be able to keep making my stuff. To be able to pay rent and feed myself and feed Naru. And actually, the money mostly goes to feed Naru to keep her alive, but because she is important, of course. She is the main star. No, really, the money goes on all kinds of stuff. Sometimes it goes towards games, or like to my internet bill or electricity, or like, you know, stuff to just keep everything running. So anyway, I hope you have a good weekend. Next week, well, starting tomorrow, I guess, because it's Friday night for you guys. But yes, I hope you enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you next week. I don't know if I'll play this next week. I might play something different for a change, but we will see. I will see. All of my stream announcements are in Discord, unless you have clicked the bell and you get them automatically through YouTube. But I generally talk about the streams coming up there, so that's the place to be. But anyway, I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.